I didn't do the monster loot, but I'll have it later. I'll put it in the Discord DOS loot channel for the Myrmidons. But immediately we can like say 2 sets of plate armor for sure, and then we'll build on that. But I'll put it in the chat.
I'm curious, did the air elemental Myrmidons run like animated armor?
Let me look up animated armor. I don't know.
I'm just curious.
So the answer is no.
Yeah, I guess not.
They ran like air elemental Myrmidons.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't homebrew. It's a thing.
Oh yeah.
They're Volos.
Null sees the armor and he wonders if armor is made of him or he made of armor.
Similar.
Mando's looking at he's looking at the metal armor and he's like looking at Null. It's like, I could weld this on.
Upgrade
just stay
time.
right there. Hold it.
Give you another arm.
Hey, you got that heat metal spell, don't you?
I do. Yes.
Just hold it against yourself in different places.
Just start welding. Yeah.
Null's always as cozy as he wants to be. You know?
Theoretically, if he used it enough, all of us.
Are we doing?
I think Null would be cozy too.
Are we doing some sort of rest or?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No rest.
So we ended last session just by like ending the fight, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were picking up like right there.
Yeah.
We ended. What was the last thing killed? I think Null. After like many, like not a lot of luck in the flame blade and taking flail hits. It was. But then ultimately having like the deciding blow at the end with I think flame blade. And then
Yeah, flame blade.
Yeah.
for 12 damage, and I wasn't nerfing the HP either. So you guys like legit took down everything exactly how it was. So that was awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was worried. What am I gonna do?
2 of us doing attacks.
Well, and then did we agree that like mending does? If I use mending on myself, it's counted as healing, or
It's like once per hour though. Like, is that right?
Yeah, I looked up. I don't know why I didn't just. I said I would look up Autonome, and then I said the rules for Spelljammer ship mending. But so which? Oh no, go back.
because it's just a cantrip for me, and I was just kind of wondering. To me, it kind of made sense, but if I understand like the once per hour limitation, if I was going to use mending on myself.
So let me.
It basically means you could top off your health from now until level 20 after every fight. If you could just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
So here's the text.
Because
of what
I'm
I
16
said I
out of
was gonna do.
23 right now, so I was like,
Excuse me. This is from the Autonome like playable character race description. So I'll say like whichever one you prefer, or like whatever, because I said it before it was an option. So
did you throw that in chat over here?
And roll 20.
It's in the
roll 20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's also in the
Oh, my bad.
Discord, it looks like.
Oh.
if somebody casts mending, or if you do it, you spend a hit die, roll it, regain number of hit points equals to the roll plus your constitution.
Now, is that against just a machine type thing? Like, could I cast that against Mando and because
No. This would
Yeah.
we're counting Warforged as having the same benefit as this Autonome. So
For the last time,
Okay.
I'm not a machine.
I'm a man.
But you look like machine.
Yeah, we just got a human in the party with Cal, so this is first.
Stick your USB port in me.
like Mando is a human, right?
Supposedly.
I took my helmet off for you.
Yeah, well, there's lots of magics in the world. Who knows? It could have been fake.
It could have been an illusion.
Null is robot. Who is metal man? There is a distinction apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well, okay.
he's metal trying to be man. I'm man trying to be metal.
There we
So
go. There we
so
go.
when it says hit die, is that just
like one of your like a D8.
Yeah. You have as many as you have levels, so if you're level 4, you have 4 hit die to spend.
well, okay, and that's just a D4? Is that what we
No, it's a
Well-
for Drew. It's a C8.
Yeah, Druid's a D8.
It's whatever your hit die is.
Yeah, it's one of your
Whoa.
health die.
Your health die.
The
Okay,
Druid's D8, yeah. Plus your Constitution modifier.
cool. Well, that works for that.
So it's the same. It's like getting the benefits of a short rest, but like in an action.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is it? Hit die, replenish after long rest. Certain amount.
Yes.
How many? All of them, or
Proficiency bonus plus something. It's
For which
such an
roll?
obscure rule that hardly ever comes up.
I
I
missed
know
the. Which one was it?
The,
if you so he has 4 hit die. If he spends all 4, how many does he regain after a long
You
rest?
regain half of your hit die on every long rest.
There you
go. Okay.
Okay. So, I
So
would
if you only
gain
used it like once or
2.
twice a day, it would always replenish.
Right. Okay. Well, cool. I'm glad we settled that because then I can know that I'm not too hurt at the moment. And I just
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's like 4
Do
free
it.
uses. Well, not free, but like
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of
That's 4. That's a 4 short rest in the middle of a battle. That's pretty.
There
nice.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I
It's a
really
spell
needed
catnap.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Reboot. Successful.
Exactly. Yeah, that's I want to start flavoring it like that.
Yeah, every time you power up and like you wake up from like your sentry mode, please do like the Windows.
Yeah.
Now, is it Windows XP or are we doing like a Windows?
No, like
Vista?
Windows,
Vista.
like Vista, yeah, or earlier.
Windows
What's-
ME.
Me,
No, I
oh
just-
man.
Well, I want to do like if that's the case, then if I'm like talking to somebody or whatever, it's gonna be like the connecting sound. So it's gonna be like the K modem sounds.
Yep.
Whatever sound they play in Wally after he's done solo charge.
Charging. Solar panels open. So good. Okay, so we have defeated air cultists and smashed him up good. The like once formidable suits of fine armor now just collapse to just just armor. Slightly banged up, but these were very nice sets. So like I said, 2 sets of plate, 2 flails, and then we'll figure out like them. I didn't look it up, so
I
that's
collect both of them and put them in our bag of holding.
nice.
We have a bag of holding, don't we? 'Cause
Yeah.
do we have a handout for like party loot?
There's dust loot. I just started that though. I don't know about.
I mean, like, so there's like, can you make a handout for like in the, if you go to the journal or whatever, like you can create a handout and then give us all access and control to it, and then we can type in that stuff.
Mysterious note. That's the default one. Loot
Because
handout.
there's like party loot and then there's all of our individual loot. Like,
So
just helping
where-
to manage that.
Where are you throwing that loot thing? Is it just in Roll20?
No, it's in the Discord. He's got a channel in
Yeah.
there that's called
DOS.
Well, yeah, okay. So you just create a thing in there.
But you're talking about Roll20, right?
I am talking about Roll20 in particular.
So I've got loot handout, all players. Okay. And then there's that.
Okay, got it.
Because was it Job or Tyrion that had the bag of holding, or did somebody have it? I can't.
Someone had it, but I'm taking control of it.
Loot handout! Yay! Okay, there we go. Cool.
Because somebody chose it as their like magic item from the beginning. Was it Chris? Was it Mr. Business?
Oh.
Oops.
Or was that from the? like where the same place when I got the staff was that one of the things handed out.
Oh, maybe.
I think it was handed out as like loot from a reward of something.
Yeah.
If it was like handed out, like rewarded, that was a long time ago.
You know, it'd have been like,
I have notes for that.
I think we got it in the
So-
cave, the necromancer cave.
maybe.
Well, my notes start at session 8, so I don't know. it happened before that.
Oh darn! Yep, session 7. We got a bag of holding. 4 of them actually.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I really
We
do.
also have a
take
deck
notes.
of many things.
What about mini fates? Add that in there too.
Many fates.
Deck of many
The
things.
deck of mini fates.
Oh, deck of many things. Dun dun dun.
Mini things and mini fates. I actually own both physical copies.
Mini fates.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to play on words mini, like small, mini.
Yeah.
Mini. Yeah, no.
Okay, so there's that. Everybody have access to it.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, but someone just deleted what
Let's
was in
see. Where would it be at?
I didn't. I just X'd out. I didn't
Oh,
do it.
loot handout.
Wait, they have a dark mode for Roll20? Yes, please.
It
Oh,
looks empty.
That's how I've been able to superimpose it easily on top of map whenever I edit, because it's like already black. So if I just make it 90% opacity, it like you can still see through it. It's cool. Okay.
2 full suit. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
So before we were attacked from the skies, you guys were searching, investigating these like scale, like monoliths, breaching the mound here that again looks fashioned sort of to look like a dragon. Looking for some kind of entrance to Banjo Tet's burial. Tomb. There we go.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
I would have to. Yeah, Gryke's still a bear right now.
Gryke, what do you smell? You smell something funny?
Let me clear out the guys.
Unfortunately, Gryke is still coming down off of his rage. Yeah, no, he just ate the thing. That's what Gryke did. Gryke ate the bird monster thing. That was on the ground.
Nice. Fresh
No.
vulture.
Yeah.
Nulture.
Vulture.
Nulture.
There's your flight form
There we go.
when you get to level 8.
Well, okay, if I'm going to do that here, hold on. If I'm going to do that and be a robotic bird, this is what I was. I'll post it in the Discord.
Okay, so Mando comes up, collects the suits of armor, sees Null kind of like repairing himself, and says, "We could fashion you with some of this armor. Help protect you. You seem to want to wade into the melee quite often."
All just looks down and says, "But I am armor. I have armor. What? Be confused."
Yes, but this armor can be hit and damaged without damaging what's underneath. Much like myself. See this soft pink flesh underneath? It's pristine, never been hurt.
So is Mando canonically like super, super pasty white and completely unblemished? It's like a baby skin under there.
It's like a Targaryen under there.
Oh.
Yeah, Null's bird form. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think, you guys had sniffed around. I think the first one.
Are we welding it now, or do we want to wait later?
Oh, sorry. Armor tone.
Well, because so what is it counted? Is it heavy armor? I don't know.
It is heavy armor, yeah.
Do I even have the ability to hold it?
I don't think you're proficient in it, no. So you wouldn't be able to cast spells.
Yeah, that would be the sucky thing. If I had the armor on, I couldn't do spell stuffs.
Well, and can druids wear metal armor?
Well, I mean, he is metal.
He's a metal.
Yeah, I feel like we've already hand waved that away. No, so actually in 5e, there is nowhere in 5e that does it state that druids can't wear metal armor. They just don't like to.
Yeah, it says it's
It's
not.
the hard explorer editions. You can take feats to be proficient in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that means I have to level up, so that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, that's true. We ain't leveled up in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I said,
We leveled up in like the battle, the big, what's it called? The Shrine of Savras battle.
All right.
Yeah, that was like 3 months ago.
that was the last map. Right before this.
Not necessarily.
One map ago.
We had the hag map in between.
Yeah,
this.
we had the hat.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The hags. Yes.
We have killed a lot since we leveled up, though.
We've got more
Cal's-
murders.
Well, okay, you said level up. Is everyone 5 or?
No,
We're all 4.
he's talking about 4.
Yeah, we're level 4.
I was like, did I miss a level up? But
Cal walks over here and he's gonna start investigating.
Oh,
See
yeah,
where
I'm
this,
gonna- I never got to finish investigating the mound to try and find an entrance, so I'll resume that.
So now that we're back up, let's do new rolls for perception check, if anybody, or investigation. Yeah.
My passive investigation is 15, so...
Ooh.
perception or investigation?
Oh, shit.
Go.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry, no. My passive investigation is 16.
if you're that good, Mando, are you just kind of kicking the tires?
I'm
on
walking
everything?
the mound. I'm just
Nice.
walking around, just getting
So,
the lay of the land.
something about that third scale there seems a little off.
From the head or tail?
From the head. So the earth around the bottom, it seems like, I think Noel
That's
was...
where we excavated, yeah.
Yeah, that's the place that he excavated.
On the third
didn't
one?
we do something around there?
Yeah, it was
Battlement.
it was like right here. Or
Yeah.
maybe one up.
Yeah, well, you guys hadn't gotten to the third one, though, because I would have said...
Yeah, that was where they did their little fox
Yeah,
hole.
I dug the hole. Or sorry,
Yeah, but we
Noel
were-
dug the hole here.
No, I mean...
Yeah, we didn't investigate it.
Yeah, the battle had already started.
Right, dug up
Yes.
the first one.
Yes, yeah. And then Noel or somebody, one of y'all was using...
Well, yeah, what I ended up, because Mando made that little trench thing, and him and I hung in there for a little bit, and then one of these around here somewhere, I hid behind for a minute while vultures were flying around.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't inspecting the mount, thing though.
Yeah.
Anyways, we
yeah.
find
Yes.
it now.
We're here now.
So yeah, you notice it looks like it's already been tampered with at the base of it, the way that the previous one had looked after the mold earth had been, finagled there at the bottom. It got loosed, but this one's like already like that. So yeah, as soon as you guys walk up to it, Mando, if you just kind of tap it with this shield or however it would, but you notice it kind of, it just this huge stone that should be really difficult to move, just kind of slightly irks a little bit.
I
Get
say,
the feeling like maybe if you guys, yeah,
get over here.
Okay, yeah.
I found you a bone.
Lumber and is going to put his full strength as a bear.
yes,
Moving this spike. God.
Which way are you moving it?
Yes.
trying to topple.
Yeah, we're gonna go topple. Oh.
Mando, get out of the way.
You're 23.
Ooh, 23. Okay, so yes, 23. Took a 19. So Gryke comes in with his bear claw, and even just like you come in and you do the bear thing where you hoist yourself up on the hind legs, and then you do the little circus walk for just like 2-3 steps, and then you even just like barely put your weight up against it ready, and you hadn't even done like your official like push yet. And when you put your weight on it, the thing just it falls down with it, and Gryke just on top of the monolith. Boom! The thing falls to the side. But yeah, you'll notice like as soon as like when the dust clears here, there is what seems to be a passageway or an entrance of some kind.
Excellent.
And yeah, you won't have to make any strength check again. That was it. So.
Okay, cool.
Yes, the entrance looks to be a wooden, square shape with a drawstring or a pull string or whatever. Not dissimilar from Umbridge Hill in the windmill, the floor of the windmill where you guys went down to the Necromancer's Cave.
Interesting. Okay. Crap. I'm assuming it's a pretty narrow passageway.
Yeah, one single file. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah. What
Can a
order
bear
do you
fit down there?
guys-
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, sorry.
Can we shove Gryke down there in bear form? Just
Gryke
push.
was there.
I would say if you wanted to spend like the rest of the day digging,
Gryke will get there eventually.
eventually, yeah.
Gryke will be there. That's fine.
So
I
normal Gryke.
I can move you guys.
Turtle.
What order are we entering? Everybody going down?
Yeah, I'd like to be in the middle.
So Bear Gryke, powers down. Goodbye, Bear Gryke. Mando first or Gryke first? Gryke first.
Mando first.
Mando
Mando's
first.
going first. Mando's going first. Gryke will pick up the rear then.
Okay.
And Null just was gonna exist.
All right. And we're gonna go like this, I guess.
Choo-choo.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Big shock. You guys are just over here. Okay, so
Wait, what, this other part of the map I didn't see prior to this?
Yeah. Was
Yes.
other mark that's totally not there? Yeah. So where do we come in at?
so the light pretty quickly. There we go. Double Mando. It's kind of a spiral staircase as you inch down, a very, very tight, and what was like comfortable, kind of not comfortable, but even a large person could fit down at the entrance of this thing. Now it kind of becomes like one of those claustrophobic videos of people like cave diving or whatever. It's really, really tight fit moving down here, and the size of the walls are kind of like they start dirty at top, and you can see like roots and things coming down from the grass on top of the hill. But the deeper it gets, it turns. There's kind of a layer of thick rock, and then some gravel, and then actual stone, and not solid stone, but just large, like boulder size, a full layer of that. So it's like this thing had been kind of there were layers. I just watched something on Netflix where they were talking about like old structures, but like even those are built on top of even older structure, which are built on top of like even
I
older.
watched that too.
Oh, you watched it? Yeah, hell yeah.
What's
wasn't
the name
Machu
of this
Picchu.
layered
It's
structure
definitely
thing?
Ancient Aliens 2.0.
Yeah, it was like
Oh.
a grain of salt. Like, hey, you know me from Joe Rogan. Here we go.
Okay, heck yes.
Damn. Okay.
But it was cool. It was a cool idea though. Like anyway, so yes, layers and layers. So like many years of things going on here. So yeah, and the daylight again is like noon, maybe a little bit after now, maybe 2 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. The light is very harsh. The first few turns as you're going down this kind of spiral rough staircase, but then as soon as you're just a couple of like turns and as soon as you spill out into the open area, it is no longer like all that light is like completely gone. It went from like super bright to pretty dark. So anybody without dark vision is like,
Are there any like torches on the wall as we're going down the staircase?
none that you can see.
Okay. Well, Cal can't see anything now.
I also cannot see.
Perfect. All right.
I wonder, can I switch it on? Will it be cool or will it not be fun? No
We'll
untitled.
find out.
I feel like in a dungeon it works better with like the light stuff because you don't have a big open map to
Ooh,
obscure.
did that work?
I see nothing but blackness.
I see everything.
I see everything as well.
Well,
Oh, now it's black.
I still see everything.
Well, Cal has +1 maps.
oh, I forgot Cal has, yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me delete. If anybody's looking at the wrong character, we're on the right side of the big map.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the, okay.
Yeah.
Mando, you can't see anything? Dynamic lighting on.
We'll say
Light
Gryke.
vision.
Okay, I see it. Found it.
Okay.
Gryke has his lantern. Well, yeah, Gryke has a lantern that he'll pull out.
But actually, exactly. So he shouldn't have
You're at the
that.
back of the group.
Do I have the light cantrip? No, I don't.
Null does not have it. I'm going to turn it off and see what happens. Night vision
I have-
off.
I have my tinder box, but I don't
It's
have
now all black.
torches.
Yeah, this is fun.
All I see is myself.
Yeah, I've got a torch too.
Oh, all I see is Cal now.
I don't see
Okay,
anything.
so-
It's just me in the black void.
If Mando has a torch, then I will.
I have a tinder box. I can strike it up.
Does a torch, is it dim light or bright light for 10 and then dim for 10?
So
It's
Gryke specifically has a bullseye lantern, filled and lit.
There we go.
Is he
This
holding
is
it
a-
at the back of the party?
this is a torch.
20-foot radius. Oh, so like, okay.
So you can see up to 40, at least for dim. Bright for 20. And Mando can see just Mando now.
I can see everything. We'll just keep it at that though. What does your torch do, Greg?
And then Gryke, yeah.
I'm looking, gotta find it.
Spooky.
Lantern. It casts bright light in a 60-foot cone and dim light for an additional 60 feet.
Jesus.
It burns for 6 hours.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's still corners and stuff. There we go.
Let there be light.
Whoosh!
So yes, you bring the harsh daylight of noontime down with you.
Are you going to be? You're at
into
the back
these
of the party
sacred halls?
using this.
Yes. Well, I mean, Gryke will obviously offer it forward to whoever's leading.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But everyone in the back couldn't see still. Couldn't see what's next to them. They just see what was in front.
I mean, that's
Cal.
all that's important.
Cal, as you as Gryke and Mando fiddle with their light sources, and they kind of burst on, not even like turn
Yeah,
on.
I'm blinded for a minute.
Yeah, you're blinded. In the temporary blindness, you get the feeling like something's in here with you. There's like there's a vibe. You get the sense. You sense a presence
presence.
Your cleric neck hairs are standing on it.
Only the cleric neck.
Is it malicious intent, or is it just I just noticed a spirit?
You just feel a vibe.
Just feel a vibe. Okay. I call out there's something among us. Guys, there's something among us here.
There's an Among Us among us?
Is it? Would you say it was very sus?
Yes.
Okay.
Very sus.
Well,
Where's it coming from? Can I tell where it's coming from?
If you wanna investigate, or like do one of your cleric things, or
I can do investigate. Okay, investigation.
Well,
you get a really weird vibe from Gryke. Something is off.
yeah.
Gryke, it's in you, I think. There's something next to you.
Gryke just looks at you with a deadpan stare. I have night terrors every evening, and I wake up with psychic damage. Does not surprise me. And then just keeps looking around.
Oh no, Gryke!
Poor Gryke.
Right? Now I'm like, shit. Do I need to include this in backstory?
What you talking about? You've been doing it. It just we
Night
haven't
terrors.
talked
Oh, I've been causing them.
about it. It took multiple nights of psychic damage.
I just got an idea for a one shot for you guys, like a in-world one shot, but it's like a dream sequence.
Gryke's dreams.
Yeah, you're fighting the unhumble bard.
So is Gryke at the front of the line right now, or am I at the front of the line?
You were at the So I guess if you were spilling out, which way would you go? If you were, can you see like you're spilling out left or right? Which way would you have turned?
I guess forward? to the left. So where I am is fine.
So go that way.
Okay, so once you're out, if you guys look at anyone, these it's bright light anywhere. It's shining everywhere you can see. There are, I guess, not too dissimilar from the Shrine of Savras, kind of what are those called? Not canvas. Mosaic? No, frescoes. Depicting kind of scenes, and it showed the townsfolk fleeing the barbarians, and then they were, the next stage, kind of like comic book panels. For the uneducated. Okay, so and then we're
the uneducated.
Me. That was a self burn. So,
For the uneducated.
Yeah, they were looking around, and there's no particular order here, but you see in some scenes, and this isn't uncommon for a lot of things you may find like this, but with dragons flying in the sky, and over Mando, in the direction you're headed, the northern side depicts a huge battle on the left side, kind of like think of like the posters for Marvel Endgame or whatever, like the two sides running at each other. Both seem to have dragons, and then on one side, and then it gets too small to see like the individual races or whatever. So, but you two get the idea. There's two factions, but a few a few figures do stand out, and one of them being dressed very similar to you, Mando, to your outfit, and with small tweaks. And it seemed to have companion with him in each wherever he's depicted. He would have a companion next to him that looked a lot like Null, actually. The face almost identical, but then the rest of the body dressed differently and wearing different clothes, a different robe and things. But yeah, that's the main takeaway. And then that's what you're seeing here. Okay. What do we do?
Well, I'm
all questioned what's going on. Why he looked like me?
I mean, surely there were others that are like you where you come from. You're not the only one of your kind, right?
But it's been a long time. Why is he stuck underground?
Well, it's a picture, right?
Yeah.
This was of something that happened long ago.
Yeah, but my kind hasn't been around for... I don't know actually how long we've been around. This just kind of questions it now.
Perhaps your lineage goes back farther than you realize. As does mine. My culture has been lost to the ages.
Gryke is very consumed with this mural. Looking at his robot companions, looking at the mural. And so Gryke's background is a sage and a researcher specifically. So when I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I do not know that information, I often know where or from whom I could obtain it. So Gryke's definitely going to look into the inquiring of thinking back from his time with his sage and wondering, surely there would have been mention of something of this scale of what the beginnings are of a civilization, things like that.
Gryke, you're showing a side of yourself I've never seen before.
Gryke kind of looks at you and says, "Nothing to hit." So time to hit the books.
Cal is still suspicious of this entity that's near us, so I'm gonna activate. Cal has an entity. He says there's something here. I said there was something here, so I'm gonna activate emboldening bond.
Nice.
On Gryke and Mando, because y'all are at the ends of our thing, and that's not what I wanted.
I feel emboldened.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm emboldened.
Okay. It said it lasts for 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, it lasts for 10 minutes.
I feel bold. Let's move on.
I don't know if that's how that works.
So you said there's an entity nearby, but you can't tell where.
Yes. Well, it came near from where Gryke is. Gryke's direction.
Well, I will just do a quick investigation of because it seemed like someone beat us to the punch in getting here. So I'm looking for tracks of where they went in here.
Okay. When I roll for investigation,
I would love to do that.
I mean, this is waiting for opportunity to see investigate. Here we go. Okay.
You can add that D4 too if you need to.
Oh, I will do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it stuck on one? No. No, 16 is good enough. So as you're kind of, can I say it's safe to say you guys are kind of inching your way around the circle here?
Yeah, looking at the different pictures.
Gryke, did Gryke rush ahead to view the pretty pictures ahead of Cal?
I would say Gryke rushed. Gryke very patiently, just kind of, because Gryke doesn't like look at stuff close up too often. He's got pretty good eyesight.
Oh yeah.
Can I? So before I move on, while I was observing the fresca, I will use one of my slots of my magical tinkering
Ooh.
to create a visage of the what I'm assuming maybe is Banjo Tet on the wall and his companion for me to like reference later.
Nice.
Nice.
Gryke takes a mental picture. Because that's all you'd ever need. Got it. Don't ask him about names, though. We'll always get them wrong.
Yeah, sorry, yes. So, Mando, you're stepping forward as you're... I want to say you're like your boots are metal too, right? Can they be?
They are, yeah.
They are. As you're do kind of like stepping forward, it's dirt. You know the way kind of.
Actually, they're not. I have boots of
Elvenkind.
Boots of Elvenkind. So
Nice.
I move very very quietly. Actually,
Quietly. Never mind. It's fine.
Noel's loud.
I'm sorry, my feet are clanky. They're made of metal.
Yeah. So no, you're clank. No.
But
As you guys.
if there's boots that I could wear, maybe that would help. Although I'm not really one for clothing. Well, I say that I'm wearing a cloak, so no.
So are you technically naked?
I guess that depends on your definition.
Cal is questioning a lot of things right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cal's paranoid after getting the.
He's like, put on some clothes.
I feel something's here. I can't see anything. Mando, as you inch forward and you, like Cal called out that something was awry, and you got your torch up there, and which is like being backlit by this blasting whatever freaking Gryke has back there.
yeah.
But,
So right now I'm torch and blaster, not torch and shield. So shield's
Oh, nice.
slung over my back.
You head around, and as you start to make this corner, you're seeing more details in the battle too, as well. But as you, as you inch forward, all the steps are pretty similar, even in your boats of Elvenkind. You know, everyone can kind of hear their own internal steps. You know, it's like left, right, left, and then just one of your steps lands, and it's like clink. It's like almost sounds like inconsistent. Like it's been just
like a
kind of
hollow tile
Yes.
or something.
yeah. It's like it's been just dirt or stone, and then all of a sudden it's more like almost metallic, actually.
A manhole cover.
I bend down. I hold up my fist, even though we're not being quiet,
Something.
and then bend over and start investigating.
Yeah. So even with your passive, like don't worry about rolling from here on out. So I'll just say everyone is like. I mean, I'm a lighting guy. I understand. If you got good lighting, you can see everything.
Good lighting makes all the difference. I had somebody ask me at work, and they're like, "Why is your camera so so good and stuff?" I'm like, "It's literally just the light that I have.
Lighting, yeah. Like
I have this old ass Logitech camera that I use."
I
I was gonna say, if you have the nicest camera, like I have a Netflix approved Canon C70, but if the lighting is shit, the image is shit. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, this is a C920 camera that I use and I've had for years, and I just got one of these smart light bulbs that change colors and stuff, and so.
Gryke would like to roll a Constitution saving throw to avoid sneezing from the kick up of dust from everybody.
Like earlier. Not again.
I just feel like that really fits with Gryke's motif of just kind of chilling back and.
Well, if you sneeze, then Noel's gonna be like, "What's going on? Why are you violently dispelling things from your nose?"
I'd say roll again.
Why are you violently dispelling things
okay.
from your face orifice?
All right, yeah, Gryke held it in.
Yeah, that was funny with the bear or the hill giant. Yes, Mando. Yeah, so you're leaning down as Mando crouches down to investigate, and you'll kind of, if you brush away some of the dirt, you'll just find more of this like metallic floor. The floor you're on it seems to be this.
Oh, so before it was kind of covered in dirt, now it's not.
If you're uncovering it, like if you're putting effort into like brushing it away, then you will find more of this.
Okay.
Cal mentioned manhole cover, not so much. It's
like the floor changed.
It's more like a metallic floor now.
yes.
And do I look down either hallway? Do I see it continue?
Well, if you're not brushing, it just looks like normal dirt or stone floor.
I move to this space over here and brush away this flooring.
Yes. So yeah, if you continue space to space to space, yeah, it'll appear as though this metal continues. And if you're looking on a couple of spots, seem to be whenever you're cleaning something, it's not consistent in every time. So a couple of times you'll brush away and you'll get like a really clean image of the I almost said a word that would have fucked this up. Of the floor, and it appears to not just be metal. And you've been seeing like rough metal. This one seems like not polished. Sorry, just smoother in this one area and almost iridescent.
The cow looks and he asks, "Can mold earth move this dirt?"
We need more than one. I think I have mold earth too, if that's needed.
Oh, I think Gryke has it as well.
No, Gryke does not have mold
Can we
earth.
combine mold earth and become more powerful?
I do not have mold earth.
I don't have it. That's what I'm just saying. Can yours? Because I know that you.
Yeah.
Noel can.
I don't know. Can I?
Can you move dirt, or is it just earth?
Is it? Well, mold earth only needs to. Is it raw? Well, I say raw, but is it like? I don't know. Can I do that, DM?
Instead of him just brushing away, can he mold earth to get it away?
Well, it's only a 5-foot thing, right? So are we?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Is mold earth a cantrip or?
So more like a prestidigitation of like result is what you're looking for.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say mold earth. You could use similar power level. Yeah, just instead of a 5-foot cube, just put all your concentration into like 5 by 1 inch, and then just move that earth. But yeah, you're asking if you can like,
Well,
just clean off so that you can see more,
well, okay. Let's see.
or like you're trying to
Earth.
move whatever's you're standing on.
Just
I thought it was coming from the idea of just cleaning everything off so we could see it.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
Instead of just
Okay. My
brushing
bad,
it.
yeah.
Mold earth is
Instead
a
of brushing
cantrip. The issue is it's a 5-foot cube space, so I would pick up a chunk of earth.
Yeah, we'll flavor it. I'm thinking more prestidigitation effect.
Right, but I
just
don't
like-
have,
larger.
I don't
like,
have
you know,
prestidigitation.
Excavate. Yeah.
Like motioning your hand and just kind of just being shoved to the side of each
Exactly.
wall of the
Right,
hallway.
just yeah.
So
No, please
Gets a little,
help me.
Null turns into a floor sweep and just gets little bristles on his feet.
I would like to transform into a broom.
No, a Roomba. Come on.
Roomba, yeah, there
A
we go.
broom.
He becomes the little robot in Wally that like is polishing the floor and like picking up the dirt.
he like wakes up just to do that.
Yeah.
And he goes back.
Right.
So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4.
All of them.
I think all of them. I think like a lot. Like,
Do I get a sense that this flooring, this metal, is Phandalorian? Can I make a check for that?
you can check,
What,
and I'll even give you
what is the
like
check?
you can check with advantage.
Like a home check.
What do I roll? Investigation?
That would be
History?
History, yeah. So not specifically
Oh, wait,
Mandalore
hold on.
or
Add that
Phandalor.
D4.
Ooh, Disney's gonna come after us.
15.
15.
It's pretty good though. That's not bad.
15. So I would say this looks of the same, like the good patch that you came across of that iridescent metal. It's not Feskar, but it is. What's that good? The adamantine. What's the good one called? Maybe not that, but
adamantine or mithril.
Yeah, one of the maybe not
Vibranium.
that, but you can tell the craftsmanship is on par. It's up there.
It's like Mandalorian steel. It's not like
Exactly, Phandalorian steel, not
Phandalorian.
Feskar, but like Phandalorian steel. Like it could have been,
normal
might
metal
have been, yes,
by them type thing.
maybe,
Oh.
or at least contemporary. On par.
So the floors are like this. The walls are stone though, right?
Right.
I pull out one of the like a javelin or something from the bag of holding and start stabbing it and chipping away at like the bottom of the wall to see if there is Mandalorian steel behind the stone. Like try and like find a crack in the stone and like use it to like pry off some stone.
Or we can mold earth off this stone.
Well, you see me doing this, and I'm do what you want to do, but
Noel's like, you mean you trying to do this?
Yeah. We
Would
take
you like help with this, or I just don't want to move earth in front of you and freak you out.
I mean, I've watched you do it before, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So I'm thinking if we're moving mold earth, if we're just molding the earth that's like even with you guys, yes, you are able to move those. Occasionally, Noel, you will come across, like earlier, like a giant boulder that's really hard to move, and you probably can't. And then also some of these are, I'm thinking like the Maori, what are they called, the Easter Island heads, kind of.
Well,
so like
mold earth doesn't mold stone,
right?
It molds loose dirt,
right?
Yeah.
So
Topsoil.
so when you do come across something huge like that, you're just like kind of shuffling the earth around it, but then those giant things will like slightly shift, but be careful, be careful, you whenever you're doing this, every move you guys make, there's kind of a shake, like the Indiana Jones style, like the little the soot falls from the ceiling, and
The whole place is shaking. Oh.
I'm just trying to determine if there are hallways made of this Phandalorian steel, or if it's just the floor.
Right.
I wasn't trying to like completely excavate the wall.
My bad. So yes, no, it's if
Making
you
a
jab,
hallway.
keep jabbing in, no matter how deep you go, or especially if Knowles helps, he's sifting it away. If you keep poking on your way, it just seems.
Oh, good helper.
But when I get to if I do it at the corner of the floor in the wall, like I've gone at an angle into the wall down to the floor. Do I hit?
Oh, I
do
see.
I still hit steel? Like it's a big platform of steel.
Yes.
Okay, so Mando will turn to the group and say, I think this mound was piled on top of an old Phandalorian installation and is covering it up.
Interesting.
All this earth excavated on top of something of my people to hide it. Let's dive. Let's see if we can find an entrance down deeper.
This is where the music starts.
I will stand up and begin trotting off.
Heck yeah.
Cal's like, so y'all are related after all?
Thinking Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I turn to look at Noel and say, "That's not Phandalorian steel. It's some other magics."
How do you tell?
Same way I know when I come across Feskar. I've been around it for long enough. You get an eye
What
for
it is and what it isn't.
these sort of things.
Mando, as you inch forward, you finish your thought and kind of turn back to investigate and lead on. You hear, actually, everybody in your, and you're not sure if it's in the tombs or in your heads, but you start hearing kind of distant whispers, not dissonant whispers, not the spell. Whispers.
That would hurt.
Just a very, not necessarily antagonistic, but kind of almost provocative, whispering from up ahead.
From my direction?
Yeah. And then as
Is it like chanting,
no,
or is it just whispering?
it's almost like someone's sharing a secret, and it's just quiet enough to where you can't, they're whispering, but you can't hear what they're saying. But it's the closer you get, are we getting closer?
I will. That's the direction I'm moving.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Mando's
Passive perception
is 14.
is 14. Do you want to move my token and me just tell you, just so I don't like accidentally step on anything?
Exactly. So as you turn this corner here, you don't have to roll. You, Mando, again, super well lit. You're looking. You're paying full attention. Like you see, something's different about just this one tile up ahead, and it looks like there's something inconsistent with what you've seen so far, and it might look like, like it could be rigged somehow.
Well, then I will pull out I believe I have thieves' tools. I do have thieves' tools.
Nice.
And will attempt to disarm it.
So indeed, you do find a trap. It was not like a fall down kind of trap. This was some light wire, tripwire. 2 of them had been concealed just below a contrived layer of dust on, amongst the other normal rock formations and everything. But you're with full blast light, you're kind of easily see this, and also your visor, right? You're kind of getting readouts. I imagine like that. So these stick out, and with your thieves' tools, you want to make is that a check, or does it just happen? Oh yeah, nice.
25.
So easily. This actually, when you lean down and you go to snip the wire that is gonna disable it, it just kind of, it's been so long down here that it just disintegrates in your hands there. And but yes, this trap is disabled. It was gonna be 2 spikes that came down for each tripwire. Metal. Just like the javelin that you had out, it would have been similar. So, disabled. With Nelson, what do we got?
We need to get Noel 2 more arms. That's what we need to do.
and 4 long swords of
plasma.
Yes.
Well, no, it's like there's like a light. There's a specific rare item that is essentially a lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
Nola's interested. Nola would like to collect 4 of these.
There's some dramatic irony happening right now.
Okay, so I disarm the trap and continue forward.
I'm looking at JD's right here. There's essentially a thing. Anyway, okay, so yes, disarm and move forward, and we. So everybody, be careful. Step over that one just in case. The whispers get louder, and everyone, you can hear. It seems to be now. It's clear that it's an old man whispering something. It sounds, I don't know, he's very distinguished, very low sound. Say what?
He sounds tired.
Sorry, that's real life creeping in. No.
We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, your cart's extended warranty.
Right? It's dangerous out there. Take this.
Oh, by the way, pause. In Clayton's game, he sicked the IRS on us.
What?
These fucking tax people are coming after us, and I lost it.
Wow.
So did my character.
They lost
We
it.
ended up slaughtering.
I ended
The
up
IRS is coming
murdering
after. If you paid
these
your taxes,
representatives.
We killed the dude and he kept popping up, so we just kept swinging.
Yeah.
Swinging and
He's just gonna
swinging.
keep coming. I'm like, I got firebolts all day. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, okay. Sorry. I don't like taxes. Okay, here we go.
no one does. Come on.
Come on.
Especially that you have a kid now too. Taxes are gonna be great.
Got tax breaks, son. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry. Back on. Dun, dun, dun. Creeping through the old man's voice as you're getting closer and closer, but can't hear it. Just you feel like if you were. Oh, actually, as Mando, you come to what seems to be a pillar here, or at least a a pillar, and it's separated. The hallway splits into two. On the left side, you see definitely like sarcophagus, a coffin, but like old school stone on stone. So and then propped up on additional stone, and you can see there's old, like long deteriorated, but candles that you could tell at one point might have been lit, and some jewels, some lower level type jewelry that you can tell might have been left either as, I don't know, it might have been part of it or whatever. It's strewn about here. And if you look to the right side, same kind of stone, sarcophagus, but not so flashy. This one had two of the melted candles, just the stick for it, and then not candle, the base for it, the basis for it, but then no jewelry or anything over there. And I will make a note and get you guys the exact loot jewelry later.
Oh, so we're stealing stuff off coffins.
Oh, I don't know. So if you steal it, yeah, I'll make it.
So I want to just investigate them for like Phandalorian script or any sort of writing that would help me indicate who is buried here.
Okay. Yes. Which one are you investigating?
I'll start with the one that is unadorned.
Okay. Nice. Last Crusade, you have chosen wisely. No, there's so the unadorned. You sure enough, as you lean in to investigate this sarcophagus, there appears to be runes adorning the, I guess, near the top, near the, I guess the entrance where the lid sits atop the main tomb there. And
Where the hermetic seal is.
Yes. So, well, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So there's runes there, and you'll see on the actual stone sarcophagus, not so much. Again, not very flashy. This one, no mosaic, no scenes on this one. Nothing going on. It's nicely made, but it's not. It just looks like stone. So
But
Phandalorian specifically,
no
sorry,
scripts or anything like that.
Sorry, my bad. Your whole point. No, this one does not carry any Phandalorian imagery or symbolism.
Okay. Well, so while I'm doing that, I'll let other people say what they're doing.
We're fanning out into the room, right? The area.
Yeah, Gryke's gonna use his sage background to do a history check on the script and see if it rings any bells.
Yeah, Cal's gonna do a.
Yes, natural 20. 22.
Wait, plus 4.
Oh,
Plus
yeah,
four.
yeah, let's go ahead and roll.
Natural
Okay.
20s on ability checks don't mean anything.
That's true. Oh, 25. I'll take that.
Damn it. So, actually, I have it right here. Okay. All right.
Uh-oh. I don't like that laugh.
I'm gonna
So
go get
this
some
one-
more, drink. I
You-
still have my headphones on.
Oh, me too. I also need to. Actually, this is great. Let's hydrate and fill up, and then I'll come back. And,
Oh, I was talking about
Oh, yeah.
Green.
Grievous.
Yeah, Grievous, the Roomba.
I have studied your Jedi.
The Vulture Null thing,
Yes.
and then the T. I forgot, was it T800 or something like that?
T1000.
T1000, yeah.
The best tea.
Yeah, the liquid. I don't even know if that's a thing you could do. Like turn like liquid Warforged person.
Oh my God, liquid null.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be like a homebrewed mashup of the Warforged and the Plasmoid.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Gallium null.
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just refer a Plasmoid.
Mercury null. Oh no, don't touch him.
Well, gallium is a metal that will melt in your hand. It's room temperature, boiling or melting point.
Let's go highly reactive cesium. Have a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. No, thank you.
Yeah, just take a couple levels of alchemist.
Oh, there you go. I could just build a liquid. Oh,
There we go.
Yeah.
I would like to invent Skynet first.
Oh no. Liquid null sounds like a shot. Like
What's the best shot here? Liquid null. What the hell is
Or
Friday
something
night.
you put down your drain to clean up clogs.
liquid null.
It's multi-use.
I could just see the infomercial for that at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, is your drain clogged? Liquid null.
It's your multi-use, multi-purpose. Gets you drunk, cleans your drains, cleans your car battery.
God,
You know,
You can wash your hair with it. You could.
it's a fuel. You can drink it. You can burn it.
Little
Isn't that the
micro
joke
dolls
about,
come
like-
out with their flame blades.
It carries flame blades, yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't that like a joke with like men who go for like body wash and it's like 12 in 1 like thing that you could use? It's like you can put it in your car for oil. You can wash your body with it. You can brush your teeth.
Yep. Dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, sorry. It was like super watered down the last drink by the time I was done with it. Now it's just like I drank the same
Oh.
speed as the new drink. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah, I went to the office and there was it something turkey was a whiskey that they had bottled up and stuff.
Oh,
I have the rye here. I just haven't popped it open. But...
I have one of the old ones, the smoke wagon that he did a while ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me go grab it.
Oh, like y'all's coworker made it?
Yeah, we have a coworker that'll like buy a bottle and then he buys these little small bottles and he'll pour it into like 20 small bottles to let everyone try.
Nice.
You had a few of those for that one
It's,
shot.
it's the
Yeah.
he does this cool bottle thing. It's wild turkey, rare breed, and this is the rye one. For it.
Nice.
So we got a guy at work that bottles up whiskey stuff, and so he'll like bring these little things. He'll actually, I don't know if you can tell, but like he
He
will
puts
sell
on a little plastic seal, yeah.
Yeah, which makes it legal to take it out of the office. And so what I've done is I've created potions out of this. So it's over there, but like I've created alchemist fire in here just by just cleaning these out, put it in
The fire.
water. Yeah, well, it's like yeah. So same bottle type, but I created alchemist fire.
Oh, yeah. Clayton's done shit like that.
I make mine
Helps with
drinkable.
spider venom and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours are drinkable. This is a decoration, but I have enough that I can make these drinkable.
Oh yeah.
Turn these into that. But, yeah.
I had some little ones and then I gave up because it was irritating trying to fill that many little ones, so I got bigger potion bottles for drinking.
Yeah, well, it just turned out so well that like one, I like whiskey, so I just take these home and drink because I get to try new ones that I've never tried before, and then I turn them into D&D props.
Yeah, you could be a roll a blood hunter. They too like Witcher style.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I'll just end up building myself one of the I don't know what you call it, the shoulder strap thing in there.
The bandolier.
And just like
Dang, I should take like a level in like blood hunter. That might be.
There we go. All right, let's see what this lore drop is.
Yeah.
ooh.
I have to prepare for it and get drunk.
Clayton, I'm texting you something.
Oh crap! I'll put this on Gryke because I'm gonna have to paraphrase it in the way Gryke would, and that's not gonna help anybody.
Well, if you said you were Gryke's reading off, or you're doing your check, right, to read it off.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the script, seeing what it might have its roots in, things like that. Because Gryke's background being the sage and researcher, he's fine-tuned languages more, is what he kind of gravitated to, which would explain why he has so many languages that he can speak.
Nice. Well, hopefully, because I'm like, is he gonna fuck it up? Okay.
The languages thing was funny because my Friday night character, being into backseat, like he knows a couple different languages, and then my party all knows weird little languages, and I'm like, oh, I know. What was it? Deep something?
Deep speech.
Deep speech, and I just took it randomly because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, that sounds cool. I said that my character knows deep speech, and my DM turns to me, he's like, I hope you never use that.
Actually, I'm going to send you a thing so you don't have to. Don't worry about the pressure. So we're.
No, I'm totally here for this. Just.
If you guys, does anyone here but me click vinyl records, or is it just?
I do not.
Okay. Well, because they're doing Black Fridays. There's Josie's Records up near me that they're doing a Black Friday thing. If anyone was interested.
I barely listen to music on Spotify.
Oh, I can't. I listen to music all the time. Yeah.
There's one thing of music on my phone, and that is the YouTube album that was forced on everything in existence.
No, I've
deleted it multiple times. It keeps coming back.
Yeah, I've got a small collection of vinyl records of some of my favorite music, and I'm still tracking out. Like, I want to do that library of vinyl record music from video games I like. So like The Last of Us or Bastion or Tunic or those kind of games. Just get the soundtracks for those. Or like get the Doom soundtrack and freak out everyone in my apartment complex. Because I got some really nice speakers for that, and to just start blasting that.
What you do is you get LED lights. You get some type of home automation system, and you set it to intruder alert, where all speakers come on blasting the Doom OST at max volume, and all the lights start strobing red.
And then and then what happens is like the song stops. It's like, "You're mine, motherfucker," and it just starts the day. That'd be great. No, it'd be great if I got a Roomba and I like attached a knife to the Roomba. And
You mean a claymore? Make it really a threat. That's the terrifying thing that no one's talking about for when we finally have war in the streets. The Roombas with claymores were the deciding factor.
I watched too much BattleBots. Which I didn't know if you... Well, because BattleBots was an old show, but they actually came back several years ago to do new stuffs.
Oh shit! Yeah, Gryke's definitely gonna do that. No hesitation. Gryke knows without a shadow of a doubt that he has to be.
Well, so this is what it says. This
Okay.
is what you're reading. Yeah.
Okay.
In this ancient text.
Okay, cool.
And this is in addition to the line of runes that's up by the lid. That's its own thing.
Okay. Cool.
Good. Cool.
Sweet.
Alright, well,
And again, Gryke, as you're reading this in your head, that old man's voice that you've been hearing, the whispers become a little bit more clear. Self-worthy.
Oh,
Phandalor. You hear like
okay.
certain keywords coming out through the
Wow.
whispers.
Okay.
And it seems to be coming from the close down further down this hall or this room.
Okay. Gryke's gonna just kind of start absentmindedly meandering that way in a fervor of knowledge. He's intrigued now.
Cal was gonna do a religion check on the sarcophagus. Well, apparently not.
You sure did. Your god
Oh,
has no power here.
Apparently not.
You have no power here.
Actually, yeah, Cal. You want to roll advantage there since the room's really bright and you're a cleric and
And I want you to succeed.
Cal. I'm trying here.
In the session we had with my campaign, one of the players got feared at the start of the battle and proceeded not to break out of it.
The whole
At all.
session.
He did not roll above a 9 the entire time to break out of it.
That's the night Boreana's went supernova with the smites, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" What was it, like 172 damage at total in one round?
It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have believed the 2 nat 20s in a row if I hadn't seen it myself.
So, Gryke, the thing that you read earlier, are you sharing that or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
I would start meandering down.
See, I'm glad I didn't do the thing now. So, okay. As we're Gryke, you head down the hall. Oh, sorry, Cal, you're man. So, it's plain to see they're the only if you dust away some of the layers of dust that we hadn't scraped before, there's actually one big marking on this one, and it's you've seen it before. It's a giant eye. It seems to be a humanoid eye, and it seems to be the only markings or thing close to it might be Savras related.
I was about to say like a Savras eye.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
Well, now I'm interested. So I guess I would like to roll a religion check on that to see if I can. Like, I pull out the bag of holding and the gong with the eye carved into it now, and set the gong on top of.
Well, no,
Of
did we send the gong to the
no
to
we
the
kept
training
that with
camp?
us.
No, we kept
We only set the arms and armor,
Oh,
We
okay.
sent stuff to make an army.
which, by the way, I totaled them all up. It was 23 javelins, 87 arrows. So it says broken armor, but we spent time repairing it all. 11 leather armor, size small, 11 scimitars, 13 shields, 11 short bows, 5 hide armor, size medium, 2 morning stars, 4 great clubs, 3 goblin huckers, 3 hide armor, size large for ogres, 3 great axes.
Sounds
So,
like
literally enough to
this risk
arm
was
and
calculated,
army.
but boy, am I bad at math.
This shit really adds up.
Yeah. We're gonna have the most equipped standing army in the freaking area.
About to say.
yeah, we'll just quit and become a mercenary band.
We'll take all. We will destroy the Lord's Alliance. We'll become the new lords. It's our land now.
So religion check with the Saras on there. So actually, as soon as you set are you getting help to move the gong? It's like
I assume I have to. So yes,
Yeah.
I will.
Cal sees him
call
pull
upon
it
Cal.
out, so I'm helping him with the gong.
similar, like before you guys, Cal, same move as before with the altar before in the Shrine of Saras. You guys hoist up the gong and boom, set it upon the sarcophagus. Now it doesn't break anything, but it does shake loose enough for like some previously unbeknownst, or it just looked like it was more stone. Some caked on earth falls off, this kind of flakes off the side where you guys are from the force of the gong hitting it. That comes down, and in addition to the giant Savras eye, which was, I guess, protruded enough so that you saw that first. Written in a language, so in Phandalorian, you see what appears to be the a title. The only thing that's like letters on this thing, and it says 7 of 11.
7 of 11.
Yes. Boy.
Yeah.
Banjo Tets Indian, I'm done.
And he's the only one who speaks Phandalorian, obviously, I think.
Do we
So-
know that? Does Null know how to speak?
I'm sorry. Where did you say this was written?
So we'll say inside the eye. It was
On the sarcophagus.
yes.
On the sarcophagus, on
On the
where
side
the
of it.
eye is. Oh, sorry.
It's
on the
inside the eye. Yeah. You saw the eye first because it was like it was protruding. It came out, and I guess when the gong, the weight of it shook loose the earth inside the eye to reveal. Oh, there was actually more stone behind that, and it was carved in. Yeah. Etched in 7 of 11.
So I will begin inspecting this sarcophagus, looking for 7 of something to see if I can identify what the 7 of 11 is. That I might find 4 more.
Knowing what I know, that's hilarious. But no, doesn't appear to be anything like
When the
any
DM
kind of
has private jokes.
any standout symbolism or imagery like that, like you're thinking. It's pretty blank, actually. This is even after all the officially the dust is knocked off and the mud's flaked off. It's still pretty barren. It's now you're clearly seeing the mark of Savras, and then 7 of 11 written in Phandalorian in the middle. And I'm going to say, sorry, I got to go back. Gryke, the text you read, it was not Phandalorian,
Okay.
but there was Phandalorian. There was also text in the middle of the coffin, like they're looking at over here, that was something that you didn't understand.
Okay.
I'll turn to Cal and say, whoever this was, they were above average looking.
Above average looking.
About a 7 of 11.
Just
That's an odd scaling.
I'm just kidding. It's the sarcophagus says 7 of 11 in Phandalorian, and I don't quite understand what that means. What do you think?
Well, apparently I don't know anything about this religion.
It's not a
Anything
religion.
about your culture.
It's a culture.
Maybe that's why my.
everyone hears that voice again. It keeps whispering. It's kind of incessant.
Everyone's hearing it? I thought only Greg was hearing it.
No, everyone's hearing. Yeah.
I guess Gryke, just knowing what Gryke knows, he's able to piece together what some of the words mean better.
Okay, well, so without no one's told me anything about the other one, so I'm gonna start circling my way around to the other sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you're walking by, Gryke just kind of looks at you and goes, "So, if one were to be worthy of a helm of some type, where would they might find this helm?"
Probably, perhaps on
In
a bust of some sort.
Okay. He kind of waves his staff at the other. While you guys were over there, this one, I deciphered some of the runes. It says, if you believe yourself worthy, take the helm to test that worth. And those whispers are kind of saying the same thing.
Wait. As soon as Gryke says that out loud.
Oh, crap. Darn it!
The earth around you, the walls start shaking a little bit, like before when Noel was using the mold earth. And where the whole room's lit. Toward the end of this room here, this narrow room, earth just reveals something. The wall. So Mando, if you had continued your poke quest, to see when you had gotten to this point, there you would have struck something solid. But this happens instead. Gryke says that out loud, and this. A stone is revealed as all the earth and falls down loosely coming, and as this stone pushes itself out of the wall in front of you guys, and in it is what looks to be some sort of hilt, not unlike a sword and stone situation there.
Well, Gryke just kind of puts it. I answered my own question.
You mentioned a helm, and so I guess where is it, like back here?
I'll put something there. Yeah, it's dead center it's coming out of the wall.
A hilt. So Mando will slowly approach, checking for traps along the way, and say, "You said a helm." And as he's looking,
it did say,
seeing a hilt. Are you sure you got the translation correct?
Yeah, would you like to try that again?
Pretty confident. Like 60-40.
Like 7 of 11?
Yeah, we'll say about 7 of 11. That tracks very well.
Oh, I'm gonna undo this. There's no way I can draw this without it just looking like a boob. So,
A pierced.
Leave that wall. Just wall there.
This is where the object is happening over there.
Gryke will walk up and says, if this is a trap, we wouldn't want your armor to get dirty.
But this is a Phandalorian tomb, and
It is. You would know better than I if this would be a trap or not.
I can only in your translations, did it indicate what would be considered worthiness, or simply just someone be worthy?
It did not, unfortunately. As many of these ancient languages are, they leave a lot to be desired and many things up to interpretation. They try to be as vague as possible with this mystic stuff.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Mando walks up to it. I hand my torch to Gryke and holster my blaster and start walking up.
Gryke put the torch out on his tongue because he has his lantern and doesn't want to burn the torch. Waste the torch.
So, like, in the same way that Captain
Oh wait, your audio's.
grabs Mjolnir.
Josh, your audio's cutting out. I want to get this.
the way that captain reaches out and grabs Mjolnir, I want to kind of position myself, and then give it a little tug.
Gryke
You said the way Captain America grabs Mjolnir. So
Yeah.
That whisper that you've been hearing this whole time, it does the left right thing where you can't tell where it's going. Whisper, and all of a sudden it seems like two voices come. It's only one voice, but it's like 1, 2, 3. They're all happening at the same time, like he's speaking over himself. And then the chorus, it gets the cacophony. All of a sudden it gets linear, just into one, and you hear crisp clear in your head. Whosoever helms this jammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Phandalor.
I pull with exactly 7 of 11 of my strength.
So Mando pulls. He's grabbed this hilt, and he seems to pull, and it does give Mando. And there seems to be a radiant, bright light coming from out of where you're pulling, but at the same time, everything starts shaking around you like there's an earthquake happening, and everything is collapsing. The ceilings, the walls, everything around it crumble. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Boy.
That was not supposed to be an advantage, so it's actually the 16.
And you shut up and add the music later. Okay. So 16 for Mando?
For Mando, yes.
That's funny. Gryke 7.
Yeah, Gryke got a 7.
Okay.
Oh, plus your
Yeah,
D4.
great.
Oh yeah, I got to roll the D4. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's see.
Noel
Yes.
got 22.
Not gonna help.
Hey, 11.
Yeah, big money.
So really
Could-
just Null.
Could turn the tide.
So everyone but Null, I think, as the floor beneath you, Mando, earlier, it starts to you feel like it is the source of the rumbling, and the earth and the stone and everything around it starts to just peel off as this whatever's underneath you guys just rumbles and raises. You start to raise. You can feel it on everybody. Kind of whoa. You lose your footing. You're knocked down to the ground. Except for Null. Null's just chilling. All this.
He's got a built-in gyroscope.
Yeah, exactly. Like those chickens that don't move.
Oh, you guys, what's wrong with you guys? This is great.
Null has 11-axis gimbal. So yeah, and Null, you're able to just get a really good footing on this, and actually, there's a slight, almost magnetic effect happening. Anyway. So everybody else though, oh no, crumble, and as this thing raises out of the ground, everybody but Null is going to take 15 bludgeoning damage from the rocks and earth and everything falling on, and that is from that, and then this thing, there's more shaking, and it is going to shuffle everybody else.
You said 15?
15 bludgeoning damage. Yes.
Okay, I'm down.
So 16. Just want to clarify, 16 was a failure.
16 fails. Anything under 20 was going to fail.
Okay.
In this one. So 15 bludgeoning damage. Yes, and I will count the fall as part of that. It's not going to be additional damage. So the fall plus the rocks and everything falling on top of you, everyone except Null falls down into the rubble of what was Dragon Barrow as a vessel rises from the alleged tomb. Well, it was the tomb. We didn't get that far into exploring. Yes.
Did I just get the slave ship?
Yes. Slave one.
Slave one.
There we go. There. Ooh, less problematic than that.
Well, if you're getting everything from that, where do we pick up the little green one?
Okay, so let me get everybody over here.
We've already got a big green one.
To find
Sorry, this is clumsy. Getting everybody over here.
We're not getting a little green one unless Gryke has a clutch of eggs.
Well, if Gryke does that, Gryke dies.
Oh, where'd I put it?
Yeah, canonically, turtles can live into the hundreds of years, but their average lifespan is like 45 years because the second they mate, they die. So the second they produce offspring, they die.
Really?
Jesus, that's harsh.
So the ones that live past 100 to 200 just never did anything. Gryke's too angry to have sex.
What in the world?
So in the chaos of the cave caving in, everybody, Gryke, Mando, and Cal. Well, Cal's unconscious now, but Cal's now buried under some rock and rubble. But everyone hears just a loud roar and almost like a buzzing noise, but like thunderous level coming out. And as there's so much dirt, and it's like the fog of war effect, and you can't see anything, but you just
like the Dune, like Dune copters.
Yeah, so it does sound like a very low, very loud insect, almost like wings, as it clears the dust out of its way, and on top of it is Null, standing sure-footed, and he appears to be on top of a giant, like dragonfly-looking vessel.
Okay.
So am I still like holding on to the hilt? Like, was that still fixed when all this was happening, or did I pull it out and then all this happened?
Yeah. So as soon as you pulled it out, the earthquake effect happened, and you lost, like, caught up in the moment, fell back, but you still have the hilt in your hand.
Is it just a hilt, or did anything get unveiled when I pulled it out? Like, is it a longsword?
It appears to be just a hilt, but you can check on it later. It does seem special. This is a special hilt.
Dusts some stuff off, like picks some blood off of his lip, and looks at the around. Like, huh? I guess they meant helm of ship.
As Null, you see the sun hit his shiny head is the first thing that cleared that you see after the dust clears on top of this vessel, and it comes down, and it seems to be kind of like an autopilot situation, or at least it's thinking for itself and it comes down for a landing, and as it turns in such a way and lands, and Mando, the sun, it catches your eyes at first. You're temporarily you have to squint, but as soon as you make it out, you look at the side of this thing, and on the side, and written in Phandalorian, the call sign, Neverweakened.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. I quickly survey that, look around, see that Cal's down, and go pump him with a.
Gryke's got this. Gryke's got this. This is gonna be great.
Oh, are you healing?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna pull him up. But in a very Gryke way.
Oh no.
Gryke, a little irritated that his comrade just keeps fainting, pulls out a good berry. It's like, chews it up a little bit, spits it into his hand. Cal opens his mouth, shoves the good berry in. Come on, eat it up, swallow it down for
baby bird it down there.
To make it go down the throat. So Cal gets 1 HP. Nice.
And you're so full.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'm at 1 HP.
Enough sustenance for the next 24 hours.
Is that turtle eating the face of that human over there?
That's what it looks like, I'm sure. Lots of good berries are obviously red, so there's lots of red juice everywhere.
Cal is just like, what happened? What the fuck happened?
Huh.
Just
the,
about
as it lands, the legs of this thing they touch down, and then there's like a hydraulic suspension effect, and as it lands, the wings slow down to a the helicopter wind down sound, and they come to a full stop. But even at a full stop, and now this thing has shaken loose the debris. You guys can see that, and the dust settles more as the wings calm down. But there is this really pretty iridescent metallic armor on this thing, and I'm going to. So I'll give you stats later, but it's special. Yes. So.
Well, Mando's just gonna, he's got this hilt, but he's nerding out over this fucking thing. So he's just immediately going over to, after making sure that Cal was okay, going to start inspecting this flight apparatus.
Yeah, and as you do, you guys tripping over some of the effects that were in the same rooms as you guys. So you'll see part of the sarcophagus here, and then another one, and you'll notice on the one, you can tell just the way it fell, the jewels they kind of all clumped down, they slid down the top of the sarcophagus. So there's one nice pile of jewels here, so that's the sarcophagus that was adorned. And you'll see the lid is slightly ajar after the chaos, but there is enough to make out on the side the name Princess Kreia.
Okay.
Kreia. I'll put it in the chat, or the Roll20 Prince.
So I have still not found any indication of Banjo Tet.
Not specifically.
And also, I'm assuming before I had left the unadorned sarcophagus that we put away the gong back into the bag before all this happened.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. Noel, at your feet is mostly more metal. It appears to be a hull that you guys were standing on. That was the floor to the tomb at Dragon Barrow.
I did go gadget mag boots, and now I'm stuck in a fly.
Yep.
What a fly trap.
So if anybody has the Spelljammer books, we're using we're basing it off the damselfly, but y'all's is a dragonfly class. So I'm gonna take you over to the are we inspecting the
Oh, I'm all over that.
All right, I'm gonna drag us over to the ship page. Let's see if this works.
Oh.
That's cool.
It's like a Teams call at work. Can everybody see my screen? I'm just gonna see if it'll. All right.
Nice.
So, yes, let me put that in there. Picture so you can see it, just for reference. Okay. Everything's visible, right? You can see the.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So it looks like when it lands, the abdomen, I guess, kind of scoops down and is at a level where you can access it with some effort to get to where Null is. Oh, sorry. Theater of the mind. This is so everybody's still on the ground, but Null's on top of on the deck. Yes, the main deck of this thing.
Okay.
on top of it, there appear to be weapons fixed to the outside. A little bit looking like a giant crossbow. It's a ballista on the top of like the head of the creature. It's not a creature. It just looks like that. So actually, the thorax, I guess. So the back of the thorax, where the wings, the same section where the wings come out, there is a ballista, and another. Where is that one? Is it top or bottom?
So there's a ballista at the very top. There looks like a crossbow-looking thing in the bottom front.
Yes, that is the mangonel.
Is that like a scorpion ballista?
Yes. I will.
Catapult. Think large catapult.
Oh, I have it in. Yes, I have it in D&D Beyond. I'll just do it. I'll send the thing.
Because I can definitely hook up some goblin hookers to this thing too.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Oh no.
That's great. Damselfly ship owners are a proud lot, fond of painting their ships in colorful patterns, as well as customizing their vessels with special equipment. Boom, canon, we're adding so many things to this.
There wasn't no thought put into this. So, there's that.
Can we add that to our loot?
I know we now have to definitely have a damselfly show because large private gatherings of damselfly ship owners are not uncommon. They use these get-togethers to show off their ships and to race one another through asteroid belts. For bragging.
Imagine just showing up to the next big meeting in Phandalor on this thing.
Oh god!
We're here for the meeting? What the hell?
So I'm saving you guys in Storm King's Thunder, like you're to the point where we're about to jump in like the bigger stuff. This is not spoilers. I mean, you saw this coming, but in Storm King's Thunder, this wizard guy, he's a cloud giant. He just shows up in a tower, and it's got a wizard hat on it. And he's like, "Okay, let's go to your next adventure." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm not using that. That's stupid. That's real dumb." So he's gone. He doesn't exist. He's gone.
We have omitted him from this reality.
Yeah. Neverweakened's already being used for godlike powers, pretty much. So anyway, so there's that. Yes. Beautiful craftsmanship, even after it's not even sure how long it's been dormant, but I think Lifferless was saying it's been 100 years since Banjo Tet fell and his party, but I don't think he said Banjo was his friend, but I don't think anybody pressed him about like other friends or like if they were a part of a group or anything. So as far as you know,
well, I would have assumed that in my many conversations with Lifferless in talking to him about Banjo Tet, that may have come up as a.
We can do that. That'd be better than forcing it now, because we could force it now. Okay, so in those talks, yes, Lifferless, he shared his adventures. It was actually a party, an adventuring party, just like you guys, that Lifferless was a part of. It was Lifferless, Banjo Tet, an individual named Crunchaka.
Does that sound like a cereal?
I'll put it in the
Crunchaka.
Crunchaka.
Oh god.
Crunchy for short. A frost giant named Harshnag. I will. And then they were actually twins, brother and sister. Sorcerer monks. One Princess Kreia.
Ooh.
And Juke Landflyer. Landflyer. Sorry, not tired. Landflyer.
This was
I rolled for how original I was going to be with the names, and it was just like nat one.
okay. Well, again, a lot to.
Oh, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven's in there.
7-0.
Is that the Borg captive that we have?
So Banjo Ted. 7-Eleven.
Oh, is that
The name.
how many people there were?
What was that? Somebody's name.
That was somebody's name.
That's what I'm thinking.
Seems.
The name
No,
of the
that
party.
was an individual's name.
Yeah.
Their
It was a
order
big party.
first.
Okay. So Banjo Tet, 7-Eleven, Conchaka, Harshnag, Princess Kreia, Juke Landflyer, and Liverless. You know that they died in a battle protecting the people of Phandalor, but he hasn't gone every time. If you were to press like really details about the battle, he kind of has a little PTSD still, and he wants to avoid the issue.
So when this thing comes out and it's like flying out, and I know Liverless is in the tree line. Does he come out and now we're having a conversation?
Let's see this.
Yeah, I guess he would perceive this as something big's happening, whether good or bad. So he would probably like stroll over, to investigate. Shit. Now I gotta feel like, okay, what's he know? All right.
Liverless, look what we found.
Ooh. Oh, I remember that. Banjo's ship, the Neverweakened.
Liverless, this is amazing. There is nothing like this in the histories of my people that I am aware of that speaks of anything of this level of craftsmanship and knowledge.
We went on many adventures that took us far from these lands before he lost his life in the battle. But he used his Phandalorian knowledge and skills to enhance this ship.
Why is it a fly? Noel asks.
We don't know.
So is this ship of Phandalorian make, or did you find this ship and take it over?
This was before me. Banjo, when I met Banjo, he traveled in this ship. And then I was one of the last. I was very young when I joined the party. He was already close allies with his best friend 7-Eleven and Conchaka. And then those three were actually they were the original crew, just those three. And then they found themselves in Phandalor, and that's when I met them. And once things we met during small times of peace, but they were here, and things began to erupt. It seemed there was things very big that we could not handle, and I remember it hurts sometimes to think about it, but my friend died. Many of us fell, but I believe the war was won at the time.
And this was against the cult of Talos that this war was fought, correct?
The cult of Talos was involved, yes. There were other forces as well. It was a time of opportunity, it seemed like. When war sparks, what seemed to be originally, if there were two people going against each other, it seems like everybody who wants to take the opportunity to cause chaos, they became. That Liverless wouldn't say this. This is like me talking now.
Understood.
Good.
Anyone else? So, I mean, I'm still just kind of pouring over this ship, getting familiar with it. So, I guess one of the first things that Mando will do is go to the helm and probably attempt to fly it.
Okay. So
first, I'll do I will look around for a guidebook, a set of instructions, looking at the control module to make any sense of lift, move forward, stop.
So you're here. So you walk up to the control panel. There's several actually. You walk into the the bridge. You walk up to the bridge and you see different stations with seats at them, and there are pills. There's an obvious captain's seat. There is a ornate looking, almost like a throne, honestly, captain's chair sitting in the middle of this bridge, and then there's there's additional stations. You can see one appears to be some kind like a star chart, like a cartography station, navigation, and then another one seems to be you'll see actually like what we're looking at right now, the diagnostics of the ship and like an outline of it and a diagram. Sorry, and then actually if you look close, you'll see little lights representing actually however many of you guys, you'll see where the lights are on the deck and where they are. Each
so
slightly
shows you who's on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what's the Harry Potter thing? The
Marauder's map.
Yes,
Yeah.
Marauder's map. And if you were to, so are you like the captain's chair? You said you were gonna try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in the captain's chair.
Okay, here we go. So the music cruise. So almost like fate, Mando steps up to this helm, and as you sit in it, you sit down and you place your left hand, right hand, almost like a sense of power and connection comes over you, but and you do feel connected, but then almost like I'm thinking of the Millennium Falcon when he tries to start up, but then it's like it can't. Almost like that. You feel this fusing, almost like an avatar when they fuse with they're combined with
Their tentacles.
Yeah, the tentacles they touch, or whatever. Okay, let's mind meld or whatever. You see it and you feel almost this huge connection, and for just a split second, you feel like you are the ship. All of a sudden, you can sense every little nook and cranny all over it for just a split second, though, and then you're like kind of shaken out of it, and literally that sound around the engines doesn't seem to be working, but that's when everyone in the room. Where are you guys? Where's everybody else?
Well, I'm in the helm.
I would say.
Is everybody on the bridge?
Yeah.
Yes.
It
We were
just
kind of.
it Does Nolan have the ability to turn off mag boots? Like, I don't want to stick to the floors I'm walking in this thing.
Gryke is definitely admiring the catapult.
It all kind of goes up. Is this all window stuff around here? Like, is there something you can just look out of?
Yes. So actually, the front, where there isn't like this brilliant iridescent metallic hull, there are portholes that are quite large. And they, for all intents and purposes, yeah, that you almost have a full, not 360, but we'll say 270. I don't know.
270, okay.
That's pretty big though. Yeah, no, it does go past so more than 180. So more than just looking forward. So you could if you were to walk over to the front of the bridge and kind of peek over the control console, then yeah, you could actually see a little bit behind that plane of view or whatever. So it's not, and then above you, it's completely transparent. So you can look straight up and see everything, and then yeah. So sorry, as Mando kind of sits down and almost has a spiritual moment there, linking the dying down sounds, and just as that wind down sound is happening, you hear a voice. Everyone, this is quite audible. It's almost like an intercom sound. You hear, "You there? What are you doing?" Oh. And there appears before you, Mando. You've used your, I think. Is it a magical tinkering thing where you've projected
it is
little
magical tinkering? Yes.
Okay, your holograms. Before you, from the ground up, little photons start to combine and appear and form a figure, and humanoid size, and it looks almost identical to Null. Almost looks just like the face, especially. It could be copy paste. All right, there's an animal freaking out in there. I think they're just scratching, so they're fine. Hey, stop! Whatever's happening. Okay, did Null drop off? Did he fall off? I think he fell off the call.
Perhaps. Yeah, looks like it.
Oh no, that's a big reveal. Oh no, he's here. I think he's here.
Oh yeah, he's just not showing.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys see. Yes. Hello. What are you doing?
I say, are you 7 of 11?
Yes, I am 7 of 11. Pleased to meet you.
Why do you sound like that bug guy from Men in Black 1?
Oh, no. Vincent D'Onofrio? No. Sugar in water.
More.
Yeah.
Like a Egger suit. Like his photo.
I say, I am Mando. I am Phandalorian.
Oh, Phandalorian. Well, welcome to the Neverweakened.
Why does it sound like now I'm on a radio, like one of those show game hosts voices? That's what I'm hearing.
It'll make sense.
That is 7 of 11's voice, apparently.
Sounds like Optimus Prime.
I'll say Liverless brought us here.
Liverless.
He's
he
outside.
disappears completely from where you are. The photons just and everyone hears from outside now. Liverless, how are you? And apparently this guy has reappeared somewhere else, and oh, 7. like you hear them talking out there. But also, as that conversation keeps going, that they're having a conversation outside, but then he like duplicates, and there's another copy of him standing there in front of you again, while he's also having that conversation out there, kind of like Dr. Manhattan vibes. Welcome to the Neverweakened. Yes, former ship of Banjo Tet.
Well, speaking of Banjo Tet, I am looking for him, or at least his remains, so I can pay my respects and perhaps learn of my people.
Scanning. He like blips a little bit, like the lines will come in.
It's just the way you said scanning.
Yes, one moment, please. And so
Cal's over here just slaps against the wall.
You hear the ship kind of like just little weird sounds, almost like pots and pans, but and grumble happen, and a little the console, let's say Noel, the one you're closest by, kind of like lights up a little bit, and a little effect happens.
It kind of freaks Noel out a little bit. It's like, oh, okay.
And outside, you don't feel anything, but outside, there you hear some more of that like rumbling, earth moving around type noises, and you actually you do feel a little bit beneath your legs, beneath your feet, the ground shake. But this the vessel has like real good shocks, so better than before. No deck saves. So yeah, that happens, and. Yes, I have located Banjo Tet. He is now on the main deck.
Oh, okay.
Care to join me in?
Actually, yeah. So, Gryke, you were on top checking out the weapon, right?
Yeah, I'll be checking out the
So, as you're up there, you're like, oh, badass. You hear the rumble behind you, and you turn around and you see independently several sarcophagi kind of floating up into the air, almost like they're being carried by something invisible or whatever, and evenly, nice and neat placed side by. Oh, I almost said something really sad. No, that would. Sorry. They're placed in a row, kind of there on the ship's main deck.
Gryke opens the little hatch panel down and shouts to his. What'd you do? There's some sarcophaguses got pulled up.
Sarcophagi?
Sure.
I think there's a sarcophagal in there somewhere.
Yeah, see, that's game.
Oh, it hurts.
Bunch of dead guys got yanked into the main deck. What you get?
So, yeah, you guys checking that out?
Yeah, I will get up from the captain's chair and make my way to the main deck.
All right. Well, since we're moving some more, Cal is gonna heal himself.
Okay. Yes.
There we go.
What, Mando? You are Mando. Earlier, when you tried to take the spelljamming spelljamming helm. That's Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes.
Wow. Yes, unfortunately, the spelljamming helm is broken and does not function. A spell would have to be cast to create a new one in order to use this vessel's full potential. However, spelljamming helm. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
2 months later, the PBEG ends up being okay. So yes, but unfortunately, impulse speeds are still achievable, and you will find this vessel to be quite, quick, quite speedy, or man, should have had a better word. Nimble, and quick. Yeah.
So it can be flown, just not at its full potential.
Yes. So,
Where can I seek this spell?
probably in 3 to 4 levels, maybe.
Perhaps level 7 of 11?
Yes, it is very pricey, and it takes a mage of a high skill level to achieve such a spell. But it is obviously possible. We have a broken one right here.
Keep going like that, and 7-Eleven may actually sponsor us.
Yes.
I know a guy who works there. He's a video guy. He just left us after working here 4 months and went back to 7-Eleven, so it must be good. His goodbye email was so long. I'm like, dude, you've been here 4 months.
I loved every single
Friends
one
I've
of
made
you.
along the way. I'm like, calm down. Or I'm just doing work wrong, and I don't know. Okay. Yes. So I will give you, like, guys, official stats. It's gonna be pretty much the damselfly, but just better.
Cool.
So right off the bat, I think it's 224 hit points, armor class of 20. Let me find, where'd he go?
Still easier to hit than Mando.
With my shield on, I have a 21 AC.
So Null's shock collar. There will be kind of levels of things the ship can do.
Okay.
7-Eleven, chimes in. Before, yes. Let me explain why I am here. So
Alexis,
and he looks.
we got
this hologram looks over to Null and hello, another Warforged. Good to see you. Not many of us left, even in my time.
What do you mean, your time?
My time, 100 years past. I had died 100 years ago. And he disappears in front of you, but will pop up next to one of the sarcophagi, and this is me. He holds his hand out. He can't interact with anything in physical space. He's just like a hologram, but he'll just symbolically holds his hand out, and the lid it slides off and thuds on the ground, and you guys look in, and there is a broken, bashed body of what almost looks exactly like Null, but it's 7-Eleven of 11, and yes, and in his sarcophagus. Do we want to? Okay, so we can. I kind of want to give you guys the stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, we can just say we open everything up. If it's
After
not disrespectful of
yeah.
of the bodies.
Oh no, yeah. No, we would want you to have this. Waste not, want not. So 7 of 11, the spirit, who now he's. I think it's self-explanatory. He runs the ship. He's an AI basically.
He's like
Jarvis.
Jarvis. Thank you. So he's there, but he's got a lot of secrets. There's a lot. He's good. So this will be good. Okay, so Mando, in your hand, if you look down on the hilt, it's only a hilt, but on the side, again, in Phandalorian, you see the words, Sunblade.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I will share that for those uninitiated. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh. I know what the Sunblade is.
And so we'll just so I'll go. We don't have to act RP all this. I'm gonna exposition a little bit. 7 of 11, the spirit, I guess, of 7-Eleven.
The spirit of 7-Eleven.
Can we RP it to be the dark blade? Like when I open it up, it doesn't light up.
Oh, good, yeah.
It's the black blade.
Dark Sunblade, perfect. Dark Sunblade, done. Dark blade. So yes, the hilt. As you speak, so it says Dark Sunblade in Phandalorian on site. If you were to like murmur Dark Sunblade, like you're questioning yourself, as soon as you speak the words, do you want the power to be also like that, or keep the Sunblade power?
Everything. So like the power. So when you say like with the whole thing, like it emits light and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I would say it helps me because I can't see in the dark. But the Dark Sunblade sounds so much cooler than just the regular Sunblade. So I'll think about it and I'll give it.
Let's. What if it was either or? What if you're like Dark Sun or Sun, and depending on what you're fighting, it could change to be either necrotic or radiant. Like it goes both ways. I don't know. It's like those pins that have like all the colors. So you just pick red, green, blue.
If you don't mind, I'd like to think about that.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, also that's not even that wasn't even intended for you. That was just the thing. In 7-Eleven's sarcophagus, you will find a +2.
Slurpee!
No, Slurpee. +2 Slurpee with 4 straws.
Awesome.
No, a +2 all-purpose tool.
Oh,
there we go. That's I know a long time coming.
That I definitely do want.
So +2 all-purpose tool. And okay, so he uninter, what's it called? Disinter, whatever. He takes the lids off of all the things, and so in them you will find. Okay, Cal.
Yes.
In Princess Krea's sarcophagus, you find a mace of smiting.
Mace of smiting. Alright.
I didn't have Sunblade. Did I share Sunblade earlier? Sunblade.
So you're adept at fighting gnolls.
Yes, you can kill Null easily.
So earlier when I said there was dramatic irony happening right now, Josh said there's something in the game that's essentially like a lightsaber. I had it up right in front of me. He was staring me in the face. So there's Sunblade. That's Sunblade. Okay, and also in Crunchaka, in the sarcophagus of Crunchaka, and you'll see. Obviously, these are all skeletons that are left, but you can see like the clothes that were left. In Crunchaka's sarcophagus, he seems to be wearing like some leather armor and like a hide over it. It looks nice, like he was buried in it, but it's still ceremonial. And he's got like some kind of belt that goes across.
The bandolier.
Yeah, there we go. Run aside. Yes, but in there also you find a. Here we go. It is a silver-bladed sickle that glimmers softly with the moonlight, but you wouldn't know that yet because it's daylight. But whatever. Yes.
It glows in the moonlight.
I will. Bam. There we go. And you find a +2 moon sickle.
Moon sickle, nice. Okay. And then the leather, the leather thing, is it just? Can I pick that up? Like, what does it hold? Is it just a fancy item, or?
His armor. It would be like leather armor. It's not special, but it is nice. It's
nice. Band.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like, can I hold bullets with it, or is like?
Oh, got you. Yeah. Like a yes, like a Batman, like a yeah.
A Batman. Sure. Yes.
like a utility belt. Yes. Very usable. Yes. Oh, and we can
Put
You know what?
put some in the pouches.
exactly. You know what? Let's flavor this like a what's Gryke's thing? The
Robo mini items or whatever.
mini items. Yeah, let's flavor it like that. So let's call it sorry, what's the real word? Langolier?
Bandolier.
Langolier. Idiot. Phandalor, but its properties are the other thing. The patches.
The robe.
Oh,
Like
so
that.
it's the Bangalier of mini things.
There you go.
Right? Or mini patches.
What's the number, Gryke, on the Clayton? The number, how many uses?
So you roll,
Oh,
and it
mini
is.
uses.
I'll go ahead and throw. Can I send this over? No.
Robo piece.
So the robe has 2 of each of the following patches, and then it lists some of those. In addition, it has 4d4 other patches.
Okay, so we'll figure it out later. But so that, and then I'll say once those uses are expended, it just becomes like a normal carrying thing. So you'll be able to carry like one backpack's worth of stuff on this thing after the uses are the magic is done.
Okay.
There's that, but that I didn't plan for that. Now, and it's got the repurposed tool. It's great.
Yeah, we can talk about who gets the Dark Sun Blade later.
And in
Cal,
So,
yeah, that's me.
Juke Landflyer, 7 of 11 pops up next to Juke Landflyer. Juke Landflyer, he was the most experienced swordsman of all of us. His martial prowess on the battlefield was something to be reckoned with. Here you will find his Dragon Slayer. And he reveals, I'm going to put this over here. It is a great sword, Dragon Slayer. So there is that. And it's a +1 by itself, but then if you're fighting a dragon, it does an extra 3d6 damage on dragons in dragon type. Dope.
Mando will look over to Gryke. I know you like your staff, but this looks.
You also have a
freaking
level
sweet.
barbarian, so
Yeah.
all right. I got everybody covered at least once, right? Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And then the music continues. Everybody roll a D100. We're gonna roll from magic item table G.
Yeah.
What about Princess Kreia? Did she have anything in her?
Yeah, I got the Mace of Smiting.
Mason
Oh,
Smite.
okay, yeah, okay.
Dragons.
Everyone
It's a
roll
little
a
bit-
D100. Mando rolled a 47. Oh, no, you're gonna get something nice.
Mando, that is the Horn of Blasting. Let me find it.
Hilarious.
Oh, geez. I thought I had this up.
I can find it in D&D Beyond.
The Horn of Blasting. Here we go.
There.
I want the picture too. I'm gonna start doing the picture too. There we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did my roll on D&D Beyond, and I rolled an 8.
Noel rolled a 99.
99. 99. Wand of Wonder.
Oh, okay.
We got. These are going by so fast. Oh, geez.
Oh,
Wand of
That's
Wonder is
cool.
like overwhelming.
Jeez, that's a lot. 7 charges.
And I can cast all of this? Depending, 7 of them, okay.
Cal, you got
you
an
can
8?
use an action to charge.
Yeah.
One,
Cal got
Is
an
it-
8.
Yeah, you can do one of its charges, and then it regains charges
Dawn.
at dawn.
Cal, that would be a +2 weapon, but you can re-roll if you would rather have something.
Okay, so I use one of his charges. Okay.
Since you just got one.
I like that you are stunned until the start of your next turn, believing something awesome just happened.
Yeah, we can always trade items too, like if Gryke wants a +2 staff or something.
Cal, you want to re-roll, you said? Or you don't have to. You can pick a +2 weapon in addition to the other.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. 40.
40.
40. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's a Dragon Slayer. It's another Dragon Slayer. So you can do that, or you can roll again. I don't think you're
Oh shit.
proficient.
Keep gambling.
with
Keep
swords.
gambling.
Yeah, let's go.
Get that 100.
That'd be good. And then
27.
27. Brazier of Commanding Fire Elementals. Holy shit, this could actually come super effective.
Come in handy when we're fighting the fire cults.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Damn. Okay, we'll stop there. That's a good one. And then Noel, what would Noel roll?
I did the 99.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, you already
it's,
got it. Never mind. You got the one wonder.
Gryke
Who am I
had a
missing?
67.
Yeah, I got a 67.
67. Ring of Free Action.
Oh, that's good for Gryke.
Yeah, it is.
What was it?
I don't like this.
I'm really looking at it.
Difficult terrain doesn't cost charge of movement. Magic can either reduce your speed or cause you to paralyze.
Ooh.
What was the
But
ring?
nothing can slow you down.
Yes.
Literally a unstoppable raging bear.
Oh, the Juggernaut, bitch!
Oh, I actually don't I don't have the proficiency to be able to use the Dark Sunblade because it's a martial weapon, and I can only use simple weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can only use simple.
Oh, Mando, did you roll?
Alright, that's fine. So Gryke will have one Dragon Slayer in one hand, another in the other, and then he'll put the Sunblade in his mouth.
And you'll be Zoro.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I rolled. I got the Horn of Blasting,
Oh, Horn of Blasting. Yeah.
which I didn't actually see what that did.
Looks cool.
It's 5d6 thunder damage and it's deafened.
The paralyzed or restrained thing's gonna come in nice, nice and handy. Oh, you can't restrain Gryke.
Each use of the horn's magic has a 20% chance of causing the horn to explode, dealing 10d6 fire damage to the blower.
Ooh.
Yes.
10d6? Damn.
Easy, Pete's.
As everyone's going over these, and so there's a couple of copies of 7-Eleven helping everyone, and there's one that manifests just behind Null, and they're the same height, so it's like him looking at himself. It's a little weird, but he like looks in, and he like his face gets really close to the back of Null's head, and he's like, "Oh, something's wrong here. When's the last time you had a diagnostic?" No.
I don't remember.
And he pulls up like the little Iron Man display, even though he himself is a hologram. He doesn't have to do this. He's just going through so he pulls it up, and oh yes, you see like a little Null in the little portrait section, and then some numbers in a strange text next to it. Oh yes, let's see here. Do you mind if I take a look?
Little bit, but all right.
All right, so Null, you just for a split second, you kind of shut off and go into Sentinel mode, and kind of like a Doctor Strange punch. You're out of your shell, your null shell, and you're now like kind of look like him. You're a hologram version of yourself next to it, but you're still you. You have full free movement, but you're just a hologram now. And he's like, "Oh, this is bad." And 7-Eleven, he reaches in.
This is bad.
His hologram hand reaches into your hologram head, and he like grabs something. What is this? And he's gonna yank it out. And from your head, he yanks out a hologram version of. What are you doing? You found me. And who is this? And anyone looking will recognize this is Orioth, the necromancer. What the hell is this?
I thought we killed that thing.
I told you I would never die.
Well, I think you're about to.
Should I destroy this? Like, he's gonna
Execute.
reach over. He does-
Exterminate.
Execute Order 66.
Execute Order 66. And he looks at Orioth's like, no, wait. And he just like deletes. Turns into little pixels. He just disintegrates. Oh, that's better. And so
That reminds me.
here we go. It looks like your statistics, your DNA has been tampered with.
I have DNA.
Some things are in the wrong place. And he's going to look at basically, again, you see the chart next to you, the little hologram null, and just to not get too corny, but it looks a lot like our character sheets. And so you see different like Null's strength, Null's dexterity, Null's constitution, everything. So there.
What's going on?
I believe something happened. And so he's going to essentially, you're getting wiped.
You're getting a system overhaul.
Excuse me?
You gotta format
Opportunity.
I
it.
don't have much, but I like what I have.
Hand over your character sheet. You've just been deleted.
He also has it looks like your party members have an advantage that you do not. And he pulls up like versions of their schematics and he stacks them all up against each other. You guys are all next to each other, so there's a bunch of character sheets like next, like around. And he's like, as you can see here, these people have way more points than you than they use.
What are these numbers?
You have been working with an unfair disadvantage.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Null, Daniel, you have the opportunity now to re-roll all your stats, but you're going to do it the way we did it, which is 4d6 6 times, but you drop the ones. You re-roll the ones, and then you drop the lowest.
Reroll the ones
Okay,
once.
that confused me.
I know. Sorry. So, JD, can you explain that better?
Yeah, so it's roll d6, keep the highest 3, or drop the lowest one, or whatever, how you want to phrase it, and then re-roll ones.
Right.
So out of all the 46, if any of them are ones, re-roll them, and then drop the lowest of the 46.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I roll the 4 now,
What?
well, can I roll the 4 now or?
Well, it's,
Oh, yeah.
It's all your stats. Yeah.
So you'll do that 6 times for all.
So do it 6 times. Yeah. We'll be dropping the lowest.
Well,
Yeah,
I
this is
dropped-
basically giving you I think this is giving you a new stat array, so you can
So
plug and play.
you can just use that formula I put in there to essentially do that for you.
I've reviewed your files. He's talking about your memories. And it seems like you are trying to use your flame blade technique. Well, it would be much more effective with a new array.
/R space 4d6 keep highest 3 re-roll 1.
Okay.
Like that's what I essentially
Okay.
Well, damn. There's 10.
Can I do this 6 times? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
12, 15,
5, 6.
11.
2,
I don't know about some of those.
That total is 22, 37, 40, 51, 64, 75. So that's a good note. That meets most tables rules for stats.
It's not even that different than standard array. So 15, 14, 15, 12. It's like, it is standard.
It is the standard array.
Literally, you just rolled standard
65, yeah.
array. Is that working?
Well, so standard array has, it skips 12 and goes 10, 8.
Oh.
Yeah, because
It's 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8.
I added up all mine, but granted, this is after racial and everything and all that stuff. I added up all my skill points, and I'm sitting at an 86.
See, like,
Well, you can always re-roll them if you feel it.
let's re-roll. I'm not happy with that. That's just standard array. That's not impressive.
I'm at 11, 16, 16, 18, 15, 14.
I'm at
But
82.
that's after racial bonuses.
Yeah, after my racial bonuses, I'm sitting at a 19, a 12, a 16, an 11, a 9, and a 19.
All right, so this round, what do we got? 15, 13, 11, 12, 16. There we go. See? 15, 13, 11,
Yeah,
12,
you can
16.
turn that 16 into an 18 with a racial thing.
Yeah, easily.
That gets you an 18 in a stat.
Much better. So.
Yeah.
So he grabs
How many
those
times did you do
numbers
that?
that they originally had, and he just like, again, like Iron Man, pull this out, sweep this over, swipe it over. And he's like, oh, this will be much better. And he plugs this in, and then now you can place these where it makes sense. So,
I just go back to the edit screen. Okay.
yeah, so it's a manual instead of point by. I didn't know. I just learned this today. I went on everybody's character sheets looking up for, magic item inspiration, but then I saw his point by. I'm like, well, that's bullshit. Everybody had a huge advantage from the very beginning with the dropping the lowest. So, like, no wonder he's been working with the parking brake on.
What was your wisdom at? No.
8
Yeah.
as a druid.
Oh,
It should be
you want-
highest.
Yeah, you're a druid. You want that wisdom to be your highest.
Well, and I'm still gonna. So you lose Orioth the curse, but you get to keep the +2 wisdom from the tome of his journal.
Well, then he could take that 16 racial modifier and get that. Oh, he can get up to a 20 in that wisdom. With that plus.
Warforged gets +2 to con already, so that's great.
Okay, that's con. Okay, that's what it is.
And then I would do. Yeah, I mean he's been heavy on dexterity. That's good too. So like wisdom, dexterity. That's the heavy hitters.
It's probably wisdom, con, dexterity are the top three you would want to focus on.
Yeah.
Because currently charisma's pretty high, but I'm like, I don't think Noel's playing many charisma cards in situations. He's like, why are you having feelings?
No feelings.
Your face is leaking. Stop
That
it.
should be the biggest intimidation ever.
Anyway, so there's all that. You don't do it like right now in the moment, but
Is there
there's your
anybody
numbers.
in
Much
this
better.
group that is proficient with martial weapons?
Gryke,
Yeah.
barbarian.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to take a level of fighter or something to get me martial weapons.
Because I was like, oh, yeah, I can. And luckily, like, the only reason I can do this is, like, if I was just a straight druid, I wouldn't be able to wield this Dragon Slayer sword because I'm doing the druid barbarian multi-class. I was like, okay, that puts my strength up enough to be able to use this thing.
Yeah, if you do it like a direwolf or something, you can do the whole the dog with the great sword in its mouth.
Yeah. Just like the legendary Pokemon.
I was thinking of Dark Souls, the first one.
Oh, okay, there we go. No, we'll just we'll create a harness for the bear to have a sword.
I've really been considering taking like the mounted
combatant.
Well, yeah, mounted combatant feat and like keeping a saddle for myself for when Gryke turns into a bear, and then just riding Gryke around in battle.
There's no reason why you can't. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, because I was talking with Sean. I was looking at a bunch of shit, and I was like, after this range thing, Gryke was like going to go to Mando and because I was looking into it, and so a sling staff is a thing that exists in the real world, and it was used by shepherds to help furry their flock, and so it's just a staff that you add a sling to. That way you don't have to, mechanically, you don't have to flavor it of, I put the staff away, pull out the sling and fire it. It's one out of I'll do that. Yeah, no, I just get big swords. Sweet. That'll work.
So, like Usopp and his slingshot?
Pretty much. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. That way I'll be like, I've still got my staff, and range.
Dang, as a druid, you could do what Null does and fire seeds. And they kind of do Usopp thing.
I could turn into Usopp real quick.
Yeah.
He was getting creative with it, so I'm like, why not? He's a druid.
If only Gryke used spells.
Gotta go into town and buy some short bows or something. Or no, he just gave away a bunch. Never mind. Druids are proficient in short bows, right?
Well, yeah.
Short bows is simple weapons, so yeah.
I'm proficient in martial and simple weapons, so I'm pretty
versatile.
I have simple weapons, but I'm also proficient in firearms as an artificer.
I was just it made sense for Gryke to stick with the staff, so I was like, okay. That's what he would stick with.
I will say, to each his own, but my adventuring party and we found that multi-classing was the way. Myself, I was created to be an artificer, but after one level of that, I hopped over to chronergy magic. Graviturgy.
Nice.
Magic. And it is these skills that I carried on into this afterlife as the ship's not captain, but
navigator.
Yes. The ship's computer.
Operational system.
Yeah, the ship's OS, yes. The Neverweakened OS, yes. So,
Neverweakened OS 711, great.
You there, Mando the Phandalorian and friends. Am I to understand you all are to be the new crew of the Neverweakened?
That is correct.
The thing starts to buzz and just to save time. All the valuables are on the deck. So, Lifilus too. He's out there. But anyway, off to the next.
The legs grab Lifilus's branches.
Yes.
Flying.
Yeah, but we'll end there though with you guys lifting off, and we'll pick up from there. Let's see. But also we can put some time in here. I want to try something that we haven't done before. Passage of time. I want to start. Obviously, if it's in the middle of a battle or something, and we have to pause and then pick it up next session, that's different. But I want to try. Maybe not doing real time. I watched this video where they said you should do it real time, 2 weeks equals 2 weeks, but I don't want to do that. So we're gonna start doing little time hops, if that's okay. If you guys, just so we can make it out of that first week, or the first 10 days.
Yeah, I definitely feel like now we've got our little mobile home base. Yeah, absolutely. That helps narratively serve. Okay, yeah, we spend a little bit of time doing our downtime activities.
Do we want to RP people in town finding this out, or can we be like?
No, we definitely need to stroll into town on this thing and land and people be like, "What the fuck?" Like,
What the fuck?
But we wait until we're summoned by the Lord's Alliance again for a big meeting, and then we come in. Oh, you need us? All right, we'll be right there.
oh, I definitely want to like stroll up to our orc army and be like, "What's up?" Like, you guys chose the right allies here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just sent you a shipment of weapons, and now we're flying in style. Like,
And I got a sword that slays dragons.
oh, which apparently, in the stat block of the Sunblade, it says if you are proficient with short swords or long swords, you are proficient with Sunblade. Which short swords are just a basic weapon,
Yep. And it can be considered finesse too.
and it is finesse. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's what I liked about my my staff. It was versatile, so I could do one hand or two handed. The sword, the great sword. Nope, that's two handed only.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, this was very precise.
Gryke will definitely pull it out when we see a dragon next.
So I can also, with my Vizier commanding fire elemental, I can summon a fire elemental.
Sweet.
Okay.
It says I can only use it. It can't be used this way until the next dawn.
How long does our little last?
This is replacing the in the adventure. There you do get an airship at some point, but it's like lame. I'm like, nah.
Wait, the fly is not the airship we got?
Oh no, it's way better.
Oh yeah, we just got an airship.
Without the spelljamming helm, it's pretty much just an airship right now. Once you get that, though.
So I do want to offer. I mean, so right now I have the all-purpose tool, which I do want to keep because it's an artificer-specific
I mean, yeah.
magic item. Dark Sunblade and Horn of Blasting. Does anyone want to do tradesies? Anyone in particular want those things?
Holy crap. No, I think Greg's good with what he's got for sure.
I got a magic wand and a cool leather thing.
Well, yeah. So you only got one magic item, but then you also got that necklace earlier, the shock collar.
I got the shot collar and then I got a +2 shickle.
Oh, you got the sickle. Okay.
Moonsickle +2.
So,
Nice.
Yep. That's the fire elemental you can summon. It's ridiculous. It has 102 HP.
Shit.
okay.
Immunity to fire and poison, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. It's a challenge rating of 5, so it has a proficiency bonus of a 3.
Clayton, are you good with Ring of Free Action, or would you like to reroll?
Oh, I'm good. I like that. I feel like that definitely fits with Gryke. That's
Yeah, his grapple. Yeah,
super flamboyant. It's something easy, and honestly, just makes Unstoppable Rage Turtle even better.
with a Dragon Slayer Rage Turtle.
Oh, I can't wait. That dragon's gonna come back around and be like, oh, I've been preparing for you. Let's go. Go ahead and double my normal damage against you. It works against anything that's considered a dragon, which is great.
Yeah, kobolds, any
Dragon turtle,
drakes,
wyverns.
Dragon Turtle. Oh no!
Gryke's future dragon turtle.
Oh my god! So cool. Everybody got something cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Oh, definitely.
I think, yeah, I got my stats re-rolled, I got a new magic item, a cool plus something item, and a neat clothing item. I think I made out like a bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'll
I
have
got mine.
the actual monster loot, like with the cool, blood and goo and stuff. I'll get that in there. And then no, there is more
Excuse me?
that we didn't get to, but 7 of 11 has much to share. So, yeah, cool. Where do you guys think we'll be heading when we next session?
So we have gone to Banjo Tet's stuff. Wasn't there somewhere else that Gryke wanted to go to? The Druids, right?
That was the Shrine of Sovereigns, was the Druid thing.
Yeah, but like, didn't we say we were gonna swing over to Banjo Tet's area and then go do more with the Druids? Because like the Druids are.
It was the It was that wood farm, I think. Maybe it was a
Loggers
quest.
Camp?
Was it the Loggers Camp, or did we do that already?
Loggers Camp was the next quest that you guys, like the quest cards that you had from the bulletin board. That was the next one. Yeah. I think originally you were going to do that first, and then this came up.
Yeah, because this was more on the way, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, if we want to look at the map, let's go to the map. There we go. Dun-dun. That's not that. Dun-dun-dun. Sword Ghost. Okay. So Mark. And bring it out of. So Dragon Barrow was actually closer to the high road over here, and Loggers Camp was in the forest still. So it's pretty deep in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no deeper than you guys just went through, but.
I mean, yeah, I think we'd want to go to the Loggers Camp next and then head back to Phandalor. Although, I mean, how many days has it been since we've been in Phandalor?
Several. I think the meeting of the believers was the last time you were in Phandalor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps we should go just check in at Phandalor. We've got a lot of money, a lot of things to potentially offload and sell.
That is true.
So into town?
Yeah, we could. I feel like we could definitely pick up next session as we're either just got to town or heading that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a sense of like how many hexes we can cover in a day with the Neverweakened ship?
Yes. So, and on the panels on the bridge, you'll see like for just fourth wall purposes, anytime the DM is doing something, it can be something that's accessed on the control panels. So you'll see a map of the north just like this, and little Phandalor's here, Neverwinter, Loggers Camp. So you'll see the little trajectory path of Neverweakened wherever you're planning to go or whatever. So if you were to input all that information, we can RP that with 7 of 11 later. But these move 70 feet per movement. So 8 miles an hour. 8 miles an hour. So not much faster than. I mean, it's faster than walking, but.
Each hex is like what, 10 miles?
These are 5 miles.
So
yeah, so we can easily make it back to Phandalor in a day.
So we average 2 hexes an hour.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
It'd be three hexes every.
And you don't have to consider routes. You just fly.
Fly over everything.
So
No random counters. No.
So that's 35. So that's 7 hexes. So that's 6 hours. Is that what? Or no, 3 hours. 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's.
So we'll say evening, like almost supper time. You guys are rolling into Phandalor.
Okay.
So, yeah, we won't. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I would land this outside of town and walk into town.
Does Stonehill Inn not have a helipad on it?
What is this? We need to do some changes.
And can I say to 7 of 11, like obviously he is the AI of the ship.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about the ship being stolen, essentially, unless there's like some sort of high level wizard who's.
Damn it!
Can he-
Oh fuck!
Can he use cloaking?
So real quick. Sorry. This won't take any time. Just real quick. As you guys were leaving the area, as the ship engaged and started got on its course, and the wings started flapping, the two remaining hags jumped out of the rubble and they were like, we're back, and both of them cast lightning bolt, and it just bounces off the bottom of the hull and the other hits the other. So Hag A hits Hag B, Hag B hits Hag A with their lightning, and they just fry each other under you guys.
So they did
Ship
chain
completely
lightning.
unaffected.
So they did chain lightning.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, up to themselves. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would love to fight that out. Where we're just in the ship, just circling them, just raining.
Let's see. That catapult. Yep. Okay. 200 feet. So we'll hover there, and we will just fire.
Oh yeah, that I do have a question about that, because it says it takes 2 actions to load and 2 actions to aim. If
And 1 action to fire.
Right.
If 2 people are manning it,
That's how
is that essentially
one turn.
1 turn?
Oh,
Yeah.
So technically, how it runs is it's meant to be manned by 4 people.
Which one?
The catapult. I think in the little book it says what it's manned by is 4. So you'd be 2 people would have to spend their actions to move it or to load it. Then 2 people would have to spend their actions to load it.
So for 2 people, it would take 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because it's 2 actions per thing.
Though I would argue that Gryke, as a very strong turtle, would be 2 people.
Well, and also, this isn't. You guys kind of have this ship.
Sweet.
It's 7 of 11 can do some things. So
Yes. A
a lot of things.
Well, Greg can just fire himself, right?
When he said he took 1 level, or he was created an artificer, but then took the rest of his levels, he meant the rest of his levels, like the other 19 levels of gravity wizard. And so now all that knowledge is in a ship.
Sweet.
I've never heard of gravity wizards. Is that like the
Wild mount.
wild mount? Okay. Yeah.
It just had a lot of space stuff, so I was like, yeah, this is where we're going. I'm not Clayton. I'm not stepping on your next campaign's toes. We're not doing.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So, okay.
This is quite the loot session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we get a short rest?
No.
Well, I mean, it's 3 hours to fly.
That's
So
cool.
yeah,
Short rest, yes.
definitely a short rest for everyone but me who's piloting it.
Actually, you're only needed if you were spell jamming. So 7 of 11 can autopilot short distances or not even short distances, just any non-stellar travel.
When you say
So if you guys
spell
just-
jamming, you mean like interplanar travel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I did not realize we had that capability.
Well, it's
So
broken.
that's what is broken and is going to be repaired later. Got it.
We're in a putt mode right now. Just backfire every now and
Yeah,
then.
we can only move at impulse speed. We can't light speed it.
We can't actually turn the engines on. We're just in hover mode.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, I am gonna go crazy thinking about how I can outfit this thing
Yes.
to fight a dragon.
Yes.
I healed myself. Or I did
Nice.
the short rest.
So yeah, easily. And then we can cover more things, some lore for this. What was it? 3.5 hour, 3 hour on the way back to Phandalor. We can knock out some stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I got my HP max now.
So actually, yeah, we can
Chainsaw,
open with if you guys have more
turrets.
questions for 7 of 11. We can do that before actually landing in town.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Mando is just I don't even know what all the different types of questions.
But cool. You guys, anybody see that coming? Anybody?
Not at all.
I did not see any of that coming.
I thought I was going to get some
like
Phandalorian bars, like,
Right?
sorry, Feskar bars, and that was it.
I was like, oh, I was expecting like a lightsaber or something. I was like, oh, okay, that'd be kind of cool. Oh, sweet.
We get a literal flying ship. Flying. We all get cool pieces of magic items and stuff. And then the surprise is I got to reroll my stats, which was like, what? Why? What? What's going on here?
What's your wisdom sitting at now?
It is 16.
Nice.
Is that with the +2 added from Orioth's tome? So 18?
It just says I have my modifier, and that's it. There isn't.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
You just go in and manually change that for the
I
magic.
could do it to an 18. That would account for that, but
Well, if
It
you go
doesn't-
down to wisdom and other modifier, and there we go. Boom, boom.
okay.
There we go. It is done. It is done.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
See,
Wisdom.
now Null's rocking a plus what?
Four to
+4
wisdom.
instead of a -1 with his flame blade.
Yeah.
Should
So
be
I've
more
got
than
a
+4. It should be +4 plus proficiency, right?
Yeah, roll your
Actually,
flame
yeah.
blade
So
real quick.
+6.
So +7.
+7. There we go.
Yeah.
And then
So
he's
yeah,
got, and
flame
if he
blade.
wants to use the moonsicle, then so it's like moonsicle and then flame blade combo with the shot
Yeah.
collar, all of it together. Shit.
So wisdom is an 18, constitution 17, dexterity is 13, and then everything else is down from there. But nothing's lower than 11, so
Nice.
I have an 8 and a 10.
yeah. And then my perception is now +6, so that's great.
So Null just like it feels like you
And
just got the
animal
best
handling
massage of your
is-
life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, my back! I didn't even know it hurt.
Yeah, I even got a +6 to animal handling now.
There you go.
See,
Nice.
druid,
Nice.
a fine druid. Cool. All right, you guys good there?
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dope. That was fun. I've been
That was
holding
a lot
that
of fun,
for so
yeah.
long. Nice. All right, we'll see you next time.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Later.
All right, later.